Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Waters here live at San Diego for Comic-Con 2014. Thank you so much for coming on and joining me and my guest, a couch full of swag. Let's go back to that wide shot so we can see all the stuff we're going to be giving away on the show today. You're going to be able to win some little Kerrigan pop vinyl figures. Check these things out. They're cool. Whatever's in these mystery bags from Blizzard, I know what it is. I'm just saying that because we're going to tell you later, not like right now. But if you want to win this stuff, come on over to GameSpot.com. Watch us there. Join us in the chat. And in the comments, we'll be looking at folks who are contributing and saying fun Comic-Con memories or commenting on the stuff that's going on and picking you guys out to win some sweet Comic-Con swag. Now, we've had guests come through the studio all day today to show off a bunch of games here, and the first one is one of our favorites from the day. It's for Disney Infinity, Marvel Superheroes, and we've got all 5 Guardians of the Galaxy figurines in the demo, plus a whole bunch of cool new stuff you folks are going to want to check out. That's coming up right now. Let's take a look. Solely from Disney, and we are talking Infinity and new characters and Marvel heroes, and I mean, if you guys weren't already all about Comic-Con, you are now.
Yes, indeed we are. Actually at Comic-Con, so we have a whole bunch of announcements this week. We have announced that officially the Guardians of the Galaxy are coming to the Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes platform, and not just the characters, but a full-on playset.
The full playset, so that means like levels from the movie, maybe?
Yeah, so you're gonna see a dedicated 6 to 8 hour gaming experience, actually set inside of nowhere, which is a location that you'll see in the film when you go and see the film, August 1st.
August 1st, opening night.
Yeah.
Midnight showing, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
No, I'll tell you. So I just actually saw the film on Monday.
Okay.
I had read the script before, and it is...
Give me your unbiased opinion.
Well, yeah,
You're
right.
Fair and
everyone watching, I'm sure everyone right now is like, oh yeah, this guy. No, but I'll tell you, when we read the script initially, we're like, this is pretty funny. It's all going to come down to whether or not the actors can pull off all the different comedy elements, and they did. I mean, it is absolutely, I think people are going to be surprised how funny it is.
All right.
And then how action-packed it is. So.
And you guys have it going here right now. We're getting a look at the characters animated in-game. Are you know, obviously they're inspired by sort of the movie designs of the characters.
Right.
But you have Dave Bautista voicing, you know, the Destroyer over here.
We have a great Dave Bautista sound-alike.
Okay.
And a great Vin Diesel sound-alike for Groot. The thing is that, you know, the guys are busy working on the movie.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, as important as Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes is, we wanted to make sure that they finish their #1 priority, which is making a great film. So right now what you guys are looking at is the opening cinematic to the Guardians of the Galaxy. Basically what's happening is Ronan is in hot pursuit of the Milano that has all of the Guardians of the Galaxy inside of it. They have an Infinity Stone and they're bringing it to the Collector on Nowhere, which is this gigantic celestial head in space. So they're actually going to crash land there after being in hot pursuit by Ronan and his different Sakaran troops. And then Ronan's going to launch a full-on attack on Nowhere, and then it's up to the Guardians of the Galaxy to stop this attack. Naturally. And then, Chris, we take the fight to the Dark Aster.
No.
So the Dark Aster is Ronan's ship, which is actually a super cool design.
Gonna go stick it to him.
And then they're going to bring it to the man. They are going to bring it to the man.
All right, so we're playing as Star-Lord here. We've got him on the platter, which is no doubt not what it's called officially.
We call that the Disney Infinity base.
The base.
Base! How low can you go? So on there is Star-Lord right now, as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy playset piece. So Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be available at launch. And today, we finally officially confirmed the launch date.
The launch date being?
Do you have any guesses?
August 1st.
No. Go again.
Probably in October, because that's when all other video game things are happening.
So exactly. So if you were working on this game, would you then...
Probably wouldn't want to go in October.
Probably not in October.
Probably want to get out ahead of October.
Ahead of that, okay.
Yeah.
But not too far ahead.
Not too far ahead, because you still want to be in that like sort of fall retail window.
How does September 23rd sound to you?
That sounds like a pretty
auspicious
like
a date! So the Guardians of the Galaxy playset will be available September 23rd at launch of Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes. The Guardians of the Galaxy playset comes with Star-Lord and Gamora, and then the playset piece, which gives you access to the Guardians of the Galaxy playset. About a 6 to 8 hour game, 10 hours for the completionist if you want to do all the different side missions and get all the different collectibles inside of it.
Sure, and those collectibles, of course, feed back into the toy box mode.
That's right. The toy box mode is back and new and improved. But before I go and start bragging about the amazing work the guys at Avalanche did on the toy box mode this year,
we'll let you get there.
well, yeah, exactly. Don't worry, Chris. I will take this opportunity to get there and brag about my guys. But before we do that, last year, a lot of our fans were saying, hey, what's going on with the fact that Jack Sparrow can't go inside of the world of Toy Story? Or how come Buzz Lightyear can't go inside the world of Cars? The reason why we did that is because, thematically it doesn't make sense to the story. And besides, we've got this toy box mode where that mashup happens naturally and whatnot. So inside of Marvel stories, though, characters can and often do crossover storylines. So
They certainly do.
all of our playsets have characters that cross over. The Guardians of the Galaxy playset, I'm happy to announce, will have Iron Man as well as Nova crossover from the Avengers playset and the Spider-Man playset, respectively. And they are going to have exclusive missions and exclusive content, stories as to why Iron Man has made it
Why
to nowhere.
would he ever show up in nowhere?
To help out the Guardians of the Galaxy in their quest to destroy Ronan. So you will absolutely see that.
Always a helpful guy, that Tony Stark.
Always a helpful guy.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about Nova. He's no schlep either.
I have no idea who that is.
You don't?
I gotta be honest with you, John. My Marvel knowledge is like a B-.
It's a B-.
Well, I mean, looking at this table, maybe it's more of a B+. Let's take a scan around here because we've got a lot of the heroes from Marvel, from Disney Infinity Marvel superheroes.
That's right.
We'll take
As
a
well
look.
as some Disney characters.
As well as some Disney characters out front, of course, Merida and Maleficent that you guys announced earlier this summer.
Yes.
As well as Tinkerbell, which is the gateway for my 3.5-year-old niece to be obsessed for Disney Infinity.
Well, let's
with
be
Disney
honest.
Infinity.
I know you're saying your 3.5-year-old niece, but it's really probably secretly
Was
you.
it that transparent,
It's
John?
secretly
Seeing right through me.
She's actually an incredibly powerful character in the game. Internally, we call her the female Iron Man.
Oh, really?
But she doesn't shoot repulsor rays. Obviously, she's using her little wand and stuff. But she's got full-on flight, and then she also uses a wand. She's got a crazy super move inside the game as well. Allows her to attack all different enemies on screen. Speaking of super moves,
Yes.
so
please
this
do.
year, one of the key things that we upgraded inside the game was we added a skills and attributes system. So
Oh my.
Matt has
That's a
this
skill tree if I ever saw
That's
one.
a skill tree if you've ever seen one. So now as your characters level up, you earn skill points, and then you can spend those skill points to upgrade your character's different moves. Like you can have Star-Lord now dual wield his pistols. You can there's a super move that he has where he's got a rocket jump. He's got other ones where he can actually throw down turrets, which is something that you'll see inside the film. He has kind of this cool move. I don't want to spoil it. I'll try not to.
He already spoiled the whole film for me.
That was it? The whole way over here, Matt, he's just telling you the plot points. Like, and then they said this, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, it literally was like that, where it was like, oh my God, Groot, he's the heart of the film. And like, oh.
I mean, I guess, so, unbiased opinion, right? If you're still talking about something after the fact, that must mean that it...
Sure, made an impression.
Yeah, it made an impression.
Absolutely.
And to be fair, it's like, I remember when we were talking about Guardians, when we first started making this, and you were like, the Guardian, like, what are the Guardians? And I remember it was like me and Christian were explaining it to you, and you're like, wait. So there's a raccoon.
2 Marvel nerds on my team.
Nerd. But yeah, we were explaining like Groot and Rocket to him, and like I remember originally, and you're like, wait, he only says I am Groot, and we're like, yeah, and it's like that sounds
Played
terrible.
by Vin Diesel.
He's like,
Bit of a stretch
he's like a
role.
Pokemon. You can only say that
Only I am
three
Groot.
phrases.
Yeah, it's all through inflection. It's like the most random like thing, and like a lot of people don't believe it. And like when they go see the movie, they'll be like, oh wow, Vin Diesel just recorded like 100 different versions of I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot.
So
He's got a few too.
Yeah, he absolutely. I mean, he says it while he's brushing his teeth before he goes to bed at night. All right, so the characters, though, going back to these
Skill tree and all these super moves.
Yeah, skill tree and the super moves. So that applies not only for all the Marvel characters that are inside of the game, but also for all the new Disney characters, and as you would expect, for all the old Disney characters.
Going back.
So what's cool is that now you can take your, older Rapunzel character that you might have had from the first version of Disney Infinity. Of course, she works inside of Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes in the toy box mode. But our vision with this whole platform is that as we put in new gameplay mechanics and new gameplay features, our intention is that our older characters will still be relevant with all the new stuff that we're doing. So we're making sure that we've added this big skill trees and attributes system, and that all the older characters now will be able to level up.
Going back and designing that for all the Incredibles, all the monsters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You explained it better than I probably did.
And so that way, it makes sense, because if you go in the toy box, you know, you're choosing between characters, of course. A couple of them have super moves, the other don't.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's like these seem a little bit outdated.
Yeah.
It's neat that you guys are updating them.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, is that our intention is, as we add new gameplay mechanics, as we add new features, that those older characters will take advantage of those in unique and interesting ways. And it all comes down to, I mean, just our developer on this is Avalanche Software in Salt Lake City. They're an amazing group of guys. It's a big studio, and they're putting a lot of love and care into Infinity as a platform. Speaking of which, I think another thing that's kind of fun about this is that Guardians of the Galaxy specifically is co-developed by Studio Gobo. They're actually located in Brighton. They had worked on the Pirates of the Caribbean playset with us for the first version of Infinity. So they got to dive real deep into the Guardians of the Galaxy, the script and all the different film elements to bring this to life. And we talk about it being a platform, that's the idea. We're going to bring other developers in to work with Avalanche to create, I mean, because there's just such an incredible treasure chest of IP at Disney to work with, right?
It's incredible. I mean, to look at this table, which is predominantly Marvel with a few smatterings of Disney, and then to think of all this stuff that you guys have tread on already, and then to walk the Comic-Con show floor. I mean, boom, there's the Avengers, there's Hulk, there's some Stitch, there's some Tinkerbell stuff out there.
Yeah.
There's Spider-Man, there's all these properties that fall under the Disney umbrella, and you guys just must walk around these places and think like, oh, we could maybe bring those in. We see a big line over here. I mean, it seems like you have this like massive catalog to draw from. How do you decide who's the next one? I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie comes out, it makes sort of a natural choice.
Right. I mean, it's out there. Everyone's talking about the film. The film's totally awesome.
But then how do you decide sort of what direction to go in next, because there are just so many?
It's interesting that you say that, because so last year we ran a poll on our Facebook page, like kind of covert. Like just say, hey, what characters would you like to see join Disney Infinity? And the #1 most requested character was Stitch.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
And so
that's Stitch fans.
That's
out there?
why we never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
So that's why we ended up bringing Stitch to the platform for Disney Infinity 2.0. Second most requested character, Merida, and then Tinkerbell was in there as well. So there's of course other characters that were requested, but again, I mean, it kind of speaks to, we try to be really, really close with our fans.
Yeah.
And we try to be really, really close to listen to what they want and make sure that we bring their characters to life on the platform in a way that's a lot of fun, you know, that really is good, strong gameplay mechanics. I mean, when you start thinking about how do you bring Tinkerbell, you know, and make her a really fierce character that can rumble with the likes of, you know, Spider-Man or Venom. And so, I mean, that's a really, really unique challenge.
Yeah, to
for,
try to
for
achieve sort of parity there of, not just of ability, right, but also of kind of like tone and like, yeah, sure, like it's fun to be playing with all these different characters in the same game doing the same thing.
It was interesting. Last year we saw that boys didn't mind playing with any of the girl characters so long as the girl characters were powerful. And then obviously having such strong female characters like the Walt Disney Company has, bringing those to the platform actually attracted a lot of female players to the Infinity platform. So it was, it's been a really, really interesting experience, and as we continue developing and watching how people are actually consuming Infinity as a game, it's wild to you know, work with them, right?
Absolutely. We've got some questions coming in over Twitter here for you guys.
Okay.
Game Unboxing wants to see some crossover character in action. I mean, I see Iron Man on the table here. We're showing off Gamora here, but is it possible we could see a little crossover action?
Is that unlocked right now, Matt?
No, it isn't. So,
why don't you explain how that works, Matt?
I can perfectly explain how
Let's
it works.
hear it.
So how it works is, so you may have noticed that in the environment I've been picking up these tokens that have either Iron Man or Nova's face on it. You collect 10 of those, and then you're going to be able to unlock that character to be able to play in this playset.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically so we can get past like the tutorial and we can teach them using the characters and have that tight scripted experience with things that we know the powers they have. So we didn't have to plan for, you know, Iron Man, who's awesome, but he can fly everywhere, and all the Guardians, they can't. So it's like a little difficult because, you know, Iron Man could be able to like fly all over the environment and bypass a lot of the
Iron Man doesn't need to throw a barrel to destroy a barrier. He just hops over it.
Exactly. So that's why we were like, okay, well, we want to make sure we have a very tight experience in the very beginning. So we wanted to, you know, give that tight experience and then open it up so you can play however you want to play.
Right on.
I explained that pretty well.
You did. Game unboxing. Here, put that camera on me. Game unboxing. We will upload a video for you on the internets that shows Iron Man as well as
characters
Nova crossing over into Guardians.
Do we want to talk about
my word?
We want to talk about these real quick?
What are those?
So these are our new circular power discs. We added 2 new flavors. This one right here is called a team up disc. Like, let's see if I can find the camera. This is actually a rare one. This one is Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. So what I do is I put it underneath the character.
Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
Yondu.
Focus.
Just hold it in front of you.
It's so weird. I feel like tapping this to make it focus.
I know. It's not going to work.
That's not how this iPhone works.
So, and then the other one right here, this is actually a costume swap for Gamora. So I'm going to put both these down so we can show off these 2 new power discs. So what's
stacking them?
Yeah, stacking them 2 at a time. So what's really cool about the costume swap is it does, like, the costume will only work on Gamora herself. Like, she'll only have the costume change.
You can't give Groot green hair?
No, we can't. But he'll get the buff. So that's the cool thing.
Yeah,
so
it still work no matter what.
Apply,
yeah. So this is actually her costume primarily from like the comics and stuff like that, like right now. So, and then as you can see above that, there's the Yondu team up. It charges up, and then once it's fully charged, I can hit up on the D-pad, and then he shows up and starts fighting with me.
All right.
And we've like announced a bunch of these. Like there was Iron Patriots. There was
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Thank you.
There's White Tiger. Practice this before you get on a camera in front of Chris Waters. What are you doing, man? All right,
I'm so ashamed.
Yeah, don't worry, guys, I got this. So these are actually a new type of disc that we're also introducing this year. 2 of these come with the starter pack. Boom, pull it in, boys. We call these toy box games.
Closer, closer. There we go.
Oh yeah, I have to have it right next to the face.
So last year, our fans had said, hey, it's really cool that you're releasing characters like Anna and Elsa and Wreck-It and Vanellope, but they're only playable inside the toy box mode. We'd really love to see some structured content for these characters. So we kind of went to the drawing board and we said, how can we create a game mode that potentially takes place in the toy box where it makes sense to have a character like Wreck-It and a character like Vanellope alongside a character like Maleficent that are playing in some sort of structured content mode.
Okay.
So what we came up with is what we're calling toy box games. So these are structured games that take place in the toy box. Campaigns are about 3 to 4 hours long, and our intention is that over time we're going to be introducing new gameplay genres as toy box games. So, for example, the 2 that come with the starter pack is one's called Assault on Asgard, and it's a tower defense game. So it has this light campaign that's all about defending Asgard from various frost giants that Loki has summoned to bring to Asgard. Now, the other toy box game that comes with the starter pack, since we've announced Guardians, we can finally begin talking about, is a dungeon crawler, and it's called Escape from the Kiln.
No kidding.
And so it actually uses, inside the toy box, we've added this brand new auto creator feature where we procedurally generate worlds now. It actually uses that procedural generation system to create different levels of the Kiln prison that you then can play with any Marvel character or any Disney character. So we've announced that those 2 are coming inside of the Disney Infinity Marvel Superhero Starter Pack. And we've also brought up, we've got 2 Disney toy box games that are going to be available in the fall, based on 2 different Disney franchises.
That you'll be talking about
that I'll be talking about when PR lets me finally start talking about it.
So these toy box games, you know, like a dungeon crawler, tower defense, the toy box is, you know, a lot about giving people sort of as much freedom as they want to create their own stuff. But you guys have also introduced things that, you know, sort of auto-population things that help folks along the way that don't want to, you know, place every tree and every building.
Why don't you load that up here real quick while we're talking?
It seems like the toy box games, you know, that's sort of, you can build a toy box level and it'll have a goal or something.
Yeah.
And you can upload that and share it.
Yeah.
This sort of games are just sort of like a longer form, more structured thing. Is there any thought of maybe letting people chain together a few things or sort of upload something that's a bit bigger than just their current toy box levels that you're allowing?
So yes, but we're gonna. Are you guys ready? We're gonna go in the weeds here.
All right.
Okay, so Right now, so you can create a toy box right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're right. Last year, everyone's like, "Hey, I love the toy box mode, but placing down each one of these bricks can be a bit daunting. What can we do to make that easier for players?" So we integrated this auto creator feature that allows us to procedurally generate different environments. Matt, why don't you show one of these real quick? So if you guys are looking right now on screen, he's got Rocket there. Go ahead and press the. We'll pull up this ribbon here. Now go up to the builders and creators, just so we can kind of show how this works.
And as you can see, there's even more toys this time.
There it is.
All right.
So like hit the treehouse so people can see this. So this is a treehouse creator. When he puts this down, every single time he puts one of these down, it'll actually go and begin procedurally generating a treehouse. Now it uses all the different pieces of the treehouse, and every single time it's different. He can go and use that, put that in a different location of his toy box. It'll build a totally different treehouse from there. Doesn't just apply to treehouse pieces, it also applies to race tracks, it applies to terrain, it applies to, like, throw down a castle. I think that one's kind of fun. So we'll pull this one up here, and he'll go over to the castle creator, which is right here.
So Pirate Town?
Yeah, because if you want to build your own pirate town, you can do that. So he actually, the way that this tool works, he actually draws the volume that he wants the castle to populate. And pull it, or yeah, you can.
I'm gonna do it out there.
Do it
out
in
into
space. A little bit.
I'm doing a space castle.
So like, yeah, pull that out a little bit. And then here in a second, does the calculation, automatically goes and it builds that castle for him. Then he can put ground underneath it and that kind of stuff. But basically, in the past, this used to take people a very, very long time to create
themselves,
sophisticated toy boxes like this, and now you can do it pretty quickly. Now, regarding kind of creating more complicated things, we have integrated into the game right now doors. And the primary intention for the doors was to be able to allow players to create interiors. So they could basically build a structure, place a door on it, and then go in and begin custom creating the interior. They can add additional rooms, they can add couches, they can add banners, and kind of make their own virtual dollhouse.
It's just a separate area. It's not beholden to the geography of what you see in the outer toy box.
Exactly. So I always say it's kind of like the TARDIS, right? Where it's like you can actually build just a small brick and then put a door on it and then make the inside as big as you want to. Now, players can also use these doors to link together multiple toy boxes.
Okay.
So this is where now we're kind of taking our game creation stuff to the next level. So you can build an entire toy box, and then you can lock the camera at a 2D perspective and make a platformer, and then at the end of that level, that toy box, place a door that once you go through loads up another toy box that is now the second level of your platformer that you've made.
There you go.
So, I mean, we've got stuff like that. We've added the ability to tag NPCs with chat boxes to give quest text. It's all done via CleanSpeak, so it requires an internet connection. But basically, you can place down an NPC, type in what you want the quest text to be, and then you can you can make the conditions like, yes, I'll accept the quest, no, I won't accept the quest. And then once it goes through CleanSpeak, so obviously no one's writing something nasty, then it'll allow you to add that into your toy box. So lots and lots of more stuff. We're actually having a summit for our toy box master artists.
A summit?
Yeah, in mid-August.
You're convening all of them?
Yeah, we're like from all around the world, right? We've got guys from the States, we've got guys from Europe, we've got the two brothers from Spain coming.
That's it, yeah, Spain.
It's like it's so anyway. At that summit, we're going to be going like way in depth with some of the new features that we've added to the toy box to allow players to really create some incredible designs. Show the racetrack.
Okay.
This is like one of my favorite ones. So after you've built a world, you can actually, Matt will hit a button. It takes a minute to do the calculation, but it'll actually procedurally generate a racetrack for you to race on. It actually goes and it looks at all the different objects in your environment so it doesn't intersect with anything.
Okay.
And then it will build the racetrack and it will complete the circuit. And it will put AI splines on the racetrack so that when he places there it goes. So when he places enemy racers down there, they'll actually realistically race along that track with him. So it's funny because in the beginning, like you look at this, you're like, oh, it's Disney Infinity. It's probably
it's kind of like action figures.
Cool. Yeah,
punching some dudes. All right.
Like, and then it's like when you actually start, peeling back the layers of the onion, like it's a pretty sophisticated piece of software. It's like it's the Disney magic, right? It's like when you go to our parks. As an adult, you have just as much fun as a kid. So you're like, how did they do that? So I mean, it's kind of fun. We're really proud of it, and the guys at Avalanche have kicked. Yeah, Matt's going to race right now in the Autopia car as Iron Man against Lightning McQueen. Is that what's going
I don't
on?
think it's
Yeah,
gonna,
that's what's going on.
I mean, against
Oh,
Lightning.
fuck.
Nice. Wow.
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 Well,
That was-
Lightning, to be fair, Lightning also rocketed off the course, so, you know. And he's a legendary racer.
We'll we'll fix that bug before it comes out September 23rd.
Yeah, so speaking of, we actually had another question on Twitter. An eager fan, Amazing Junior 87, wanting to know if there's any pre-order links for the collector's edition.
There should be.
Anything like
There
that.
should be, yeah. So
All right.
we announced, for those of you that don't know, we announced a collector's edition. We entered into a great partnership with the guys at Sony. And inside of this collector's edition is the starter pack, which is typically $75. Then you've got Hawkeye, which comes additionally. You've got Captain America and the Incredible Hulk. So we're actually not planning on releasing the Incredible Hulk until the end of October. But if you pick up this collector's edition, you can get the Hulk at launch.
Can Hulk out on September 23rd.
On September 23rd. And he's one of the most fun characters and one of the most powerful characters in the game as well. And it comes with this big, gigantic diorama display that we've made that features the Frost Beast, which is one of the big bosses from the Avengers playset. And the whole thing lights up, and it has bases where you can put all the different characters, and those light up as well. And it even has a little 7th area for another character that we haven't announced yet.
Teasing me.
I'm teasing you. Right. So, if you are the true Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes fan and the true collector, you definitely want to pick up that CE.
Very cool, John. Matt, thanks so much for coming on, showing off Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes. September 23rd, give me the platform rundown right here.
Platform rundown?
All of them.
PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Wii U, iOS, PC, Windows 8. Did I get them all? I think I got them all.
Vita.
And PlayStation Vita.
And PlayStation
And PlayStation Vita, but it won't be out on PlayStation Vita September 23rd. PlayStation Vita is coming early next year. But you know how? Do you have a Vita?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's a great piece of hardware.
They're fantastic. I think
Yeah.
we're going to be playing some Spelunky matches in between
Oh
segments here.
no! Oh no! Oh
You got to
man.
come on by and die horribly with us.
Yeah,
That'd be
no, I'm. That was actually the last game I played where I threw a controller and broke my TV.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. But I've seen some of those speed runs that people do on that. It's incredible.
It's magical.
It's incredible.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming
Thank you,
on,
man.
showing it off. Have a great Comic-Con here, showing
Yeah.
off the Guardians and all the whole menagerie here. Very cool. Disney Infinity, Marvel Superheroes.
Hey, folks, Peter Brown here at Comic-Con 2014 in Nintendo's Gaming Lounge and with Daniel, Product Marketing Manager at Nintendo. Things are crazy. They have a lot of people here today. How are things going?
Going well so far. It's been a lot of people around here. People were waiting in line before we even opened at 10 this morning. It's probably going to be this way. It's been this way the whole day, and it'll probably stay this way all through the entire Comic-Con.
Awesome. One game we've got right here is Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors, right?
Yes, we do have Hyrule Warriors here, and something a little different from E3 that we're doing differently is that we're actually letting people play with Midna for the first time. We did show Midna off at E3, but now you can play with Midna. You can see right here, we have this wonderful person here playing, using Midna and being able to jump around. And what's really great about Hyrule Warriors, essentially it's a celebration of Legend of Zelda, because it's a game inspired, it's Dynasty Warriors inspired with Zelda combined, to create a game where you really have a chance to use the Legend of Zelda characters in a way you've never had before, because usually in the regular game you're just playing as Link. But now you have the opportunity to play as Impa, Midna, Zelda. We just announced today, Druinia we announced, Princess Ruda is also in there, as is Sheik. A huge amount of character to play, and it really gives that sense of empowerment where you get to actually take control and take down huge amounts of armies that are invading the Hyrule.
So you talk about these huge amounts of armies. That's sort of like the core of Dynasty Warriors. For people who may be familiar with Zelda but not Dynasty Warriors, what is the sort of the flow of the gameplay that people can expect when they get this game?
For Dynasty Warriors, for people who are not familiar with the Dynasty Warriors series, for here in Hyrule Warriors, basically what you're doing is fighting massive numbers of enemies and having the ability to kind of use your attacks to take out large amounts at the same time. And also along with that, you'll be fighting against officers who are or captains essentially, who are more powerful enemies that they go through. And then eventually even get to boss fights as well. But the way the game progresses through normally when you're going through it, there's a map on the upper right corner. And there's constantly this fight between the two armies to see who's taking sides. And you're going to be given objectives live as you're going through it. Like, you need to go defend this keep. You need to go attack this area. And you're basically helping influence the overall battle of what's going on in the game. And that's basically what you've been doing throughout the entire time, is going to these different objectives as you go through the game.
So obviously the characters that you're controlling are from Legend of Zelda games, right? But I assume the bosses are as well. I know I fought one yesterday. Is that the case throughout? Are there any original bosses that people can look forward to? Or are they all sort of homages to the past?
Most of the game is homage to the past. There is a character that we have announced that is brand new to the brand new for not part of Legend of Zelda series at all, named Lana. She's a white sorceress. She has a book. She's in this game. That's a new character that wasn't part of it. So there are some new characters being thrown into the mix. You'll have to look forward to seeing what other characters will come out and what other bosses might come into the game as well that are not from Legend of Zelda. But the majority of the game is inspired by The Legend of Zelda, mainly from Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, and Skyward Sword.
So what's the story like in this game? Because I think we've got a good understanding of, you know, the setting, the characters, the flow of the gameplay, but what is the actual storyline that's sort of driving everyone to fight?
Essentially, some dark forces come over and brought an invading army against the against Hyrule. So then Link and others are now trying to lead the Hyrulean army against these evil forces that have come to attack Hyrule. That's basically all the story you've shared so far at this point in time. You have to discover who these dark forces are and what's really going on.
Okay, and so what sort of areas you're going to protect? I know right now we're looking outside of Hyrule Castle.
Yes.
Oh wait, actually, you know what? What do we have right here? So this is Midna pulling out a thing exactly like Link would in the past, right? So this is just one of those touches that you get.
Yeah, those touches. It even has the chime we're all used to hearing when you open a treasure, like do 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 do, like that chime you hear when you open a chest. That's in the game, and you can find different things like that, like the bomb. There's also the hook shot has been shown in the game, or you might find other weapons you'll be able to unlock as well as you progress through.
Okay, and so like I guess I was wondering, you know, you have Hyrule Castle. Yesterday I played a little bit of the, I guess it was the mines, the Goron mines.
Elden Caves, where you were playing.
Elden Caves.
The Elden Caves that we were playing through so far. We've shown some different levels, and again, they are inspired from different areas. We've shown parts of Skyloft from Skyward Sword has been shown. I'm trying to remember other parts of it. And some other areas we've shown as well throughout different builds of the game so far. But this is the main one we've been showing so far, which is right outside the Hyrule Castle.
Awesome. So this game's coming out in the fall, I assume?
September 26th, actually. It's coming real soon.
That is coming up really quick, yeah. Awesome. All right, well, Danny, thank you for your time. As always, stay tuned to GameSpot for more Comic-Con 2014 content.
All right, quick look at Peter Brown checking out Hyrule Warriors, as well as John and Steve. Was that guy's name Steve? Totally was Steve. Matt, I think it was. For Disney Infinity. All right, so before we head off to the next demo, a few things about this live show. I'm the only thing that's live about it currently. We had to tape a bunch of demos earlier today because Comic-Con is crazy, and people are running around all the time, hither and yon, and they have booths set up here. So we just taped stuff when they could come by. And we've got this great show for you guys here. We wanted to concentrate it all together so you could join us in the chat on GameSpot and on twitch.tv/GameSpot, as well as in the comments on GameSpot, which is where you're going to want to comment if you want to win some of the swag. So let's take a look at the first thing that we're going to be giving away. And this is Kerrigan vinyl from Pop Games. Let's get a quick close-up shot of this guy. Yeah, there she is with her lovely purple eyes, sick dreadlocks. Heart of pure evil. That's what's inside of here, I'm sure. We got 2 of these to give away, so go ahead and comment in the GameSpot comments and let us know that you want the Kerrigan thing. Throw in something clever, like a Kerrigan story, like a little fanfic, a poem, or just, you know, San Diego Comic-Con, something or other. And you'll be entered to win Kerrigan. We've got more stuff to give away, more stuff to explain, but first we're going to go check out another game that came in to show off earlier today. You may have heard of it from during PAX East or E3. It's coming out soon, but Phoenix Rage is a really cool looking platformer in the vein of Super Meat Boy. I think you're going to get a kick out of it. Let's take a look. Folks, Chris Waters here at San Diego Comic-Con, joined by Anthony Chow, PR Director for Phoenix Rage. Phoenix Rage, Anthony. So the name conjures sort of like red-eyed, steaming anger, fury, but this is actually a very nimble, very fast-paced game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. No, it's it's kind of when we found these guys, Green Lava Studios, Costa Rican guys, they were really inspired by like games like Sonic Hedgehog and Super Meat Boy. So they really wanted to create kind of that old school 2D action platformer that will frustrate the heck out of you. And
frustrate the heck out of me.
Heck. Can I say heck or can I say hell?
You could go whichever
hell
way you
out
want.
of you. There you go. I know.
Oh my.
I know. My.
Oh my.
So
such passion.
So you are this little character, Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
You are just you're just chilling at your in your village, and all of a sudden it becomes frozen.
A horrible cataclysm
Indeed.
strikes down from the heavens.
And you're just following, and you're just kind of chasing down this guy Octorus, who you believe is responsible for this. So,
Okay. But you're grabbing cookies along the way.
well, yes, because who doesn't like cookies?
Nobody doesn't like cookies.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So
nobody.
it's actually a cool feature in the game where if you collect enough cookies, you actually unlock cookie recipes, which are pretty
like actual cookie recipes?
Indeed.
Cookie recipe is not a gameplay mechanic. Like, you call up the recipe and you make a cookie in your house with ingredients that you bought.
That's not a gameplay feature.
That sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
Now
So,
I'm hungry.
what's really cool and what's kind of evil about the main designer, Eduardo Ramirez from Green Lava, is he knew people were really used to playing platformers like Super Meat Boy style, like wall jumping and whatnot.
Sure.
And Phoenix doesn't have to do that. You can just totally just infinitely jump. You can infinitely dash side to side and whatnot. But when he designed this specific level, he wanted people to think you can wall jump, and they had to.
And they had to go back and forth.
Yeah, and they were doing that at PAX and at E3, and he was just in the background watching them, just evilly grinning at them, like going.
It's like, all I need to do is just go straight up.
Exactly.
Rock it
So
up.
yeah, it's kind of an insight into the evil mind of the evil genius of Eduardo.
Well, it takes a
Green Lava.
certain sinisterness to design a platformer like this that's, meant to challenge and meant to vex the player, and then in turn meant to be super rewarding once you complete it.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So actually, today I'm going to show you new levels.
Yes,
that
please.
we haven't seen yet. So at E3 we showed off both Red Forest and Crystal Caves. The next one is More Sky. So I'll put a little cinematic here. Now that's Phoenix, and that's Octopus, the main antagonist.
Just messing with him now?
He is. So
Cruel.
And throughout the game, the mechanics will remain the same in the sense that you have all your kind of basic necessities to beat the game, which is like infinite jumps and dashing.
Yep.
What changes is obviously the elements like turning on fire and be able to destroy blocks once you're on fire. It's like ice blocks. So let me just show you.
All right, so you're smashing through little gravel blocks, then you're sliding down this lava wall in order to get fire powered, and you're going through these teleporters, which pink teleports you to pink, blue, or what is it? How does it work? Anyways, you just finished the level.
Sorry.
It's fine. But these are the little things that build steadily throughout the levels to just create a much more complex situation.
And what's the genius about and I'll show you here.
Using the G word.
The genius of the designer. He basically ramps up the difficulty. Like he'll ramp it up and it'll go back down, ramp it up and go back down, and then you feel like you're really improving your skill set in terms of dashing, in terms of, and you'll learn other things like you can actually cancel a dash early by jumping. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's different play mechanics like that you eventually learn. So and it's quite, and you'll need to learn, especially with this More Sky level. You have to learn how to stop dashing oops like that
And stop falling.
and dying, because
And
you will
dying.
die a lot in this game.
Yeah, I've already seen some dying here from you, Anthony, already.
Well, thank you.
You
Thank
know,
you. Are you saying I suck at this game?
Did you practice before you came on the show?
I did a little bit.
Usually,
I did a little. You
that's
know
what we
what?
do.
You know-
Oh. All right, so the
Thanks, guy.
The green is obviously going to kill you, but the lava you smash through ice blocks, and then this is just sort of a little teleporter. Maze.
And another mechanic here is so this you have to get through the ice blocks here.
Sure.
And you can't. So instead, you can actually just wait to get a shot, and then there you go.
Normally, a projectile is something you'd think I probably don't want to get hit by that flying lava rock.
Exactly, but you do actually in this sense, because it's kind of the role of the character. Phoenix is all about fire. The main bad guy is all about ice, so it's fire and ice, the yin and the yang. So, and yeah, it's these kind of neat these like I said, level mechanics start building and building, and it gets more and more difficult as you go through the game.
So you chose to not go get the cookie there, but the cookie early on is sort of used. I think I was playing a few levels just before we started. It's used as sort of a path indicator, go this way, or try scooping down around here. Use your as sort of just a guide, but then it switches and becomes, as it so often does, that challenge get. It's hard. It's much more hard to get the cookie. Much harder to get the cookie than to finish the level.
And I'll tell you this: everyone that's been playing the game at E3 and PAX they always try to get the cookie at least one time. And then once they get the cookie, and if they get the cookie the first time,
Great.
and they get killed, they keep going after it.
They keep going. So,
Yeah, it's definitely something that
they've been able to do it once.
yes,
They
and
know they can do it
they
again.
get the taste of the cookie and they just
This
want
game won't
more.
defeat me.
Yes, exactly. So, and you know, you see these levels and a lot of it's like, you know, just fast dashing and like pinpoint timing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a lot of patience involved here, and a lot of you have to actually this one is we have to keep.
That is a
constantly
pretty
moving.
tricky
Yes!
one. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
constantly jumping to keep yourself from falling onto the death bits
Yes,
and
and
dodging the things midair.
But there's also levels where it requires just pure patience, like this one. This one, you're just basically just timing your jumps, and you know, don't touch the walls, don't touch the guy above you, behind you, and
You really are not using this joystick at all.
no,
Like, you're
I'm just
tapping the A
exactly. I'm just trying to
button
like,
in rhythm.
yes, exactly. So,
Do you have the steely determination, Anthony?
I do.
I believe in you.
Thank you. No one else
I
does.
believe you can do it.
I can. Oh no!
You've betrayed me.
I betray you.
You betrayed my trust in you.
And of course, games like these, they always have bosses. So this is the boss. This is one of our boss levels here.
Okay.
And it's you'll see this big blob, and you have to basically, and he comes right from underneath you. Whoa! So you're basically dodging his attacks, and you're basically just waiting to get and using his attacks to open up the pathway up here. And come here.
Go.
There you go.
You go.
The
So
game
once
is
you got him right there, he'll move up
exactly, and now his shots are a little bit
a
faster.
little bit faster. Yeah.
So again, scaling the difficulty for the user, and it's again, I don't want to say genius because one, you know,
you already said it.
I did, but I don't want to say genius because one, it's his first game, and
Yeah.
two, I don't want him to have a huge, you know, big ego. But it really is like kind of very like the way he does it is just so is so cool.
And this kind of game design definitely sort of, you know, these discrete sort of levels that stand alone and these puzzle mechanics just create a real fertile sort of creative playground for a game designer to put together the elements in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, the core game mechanics and the controls are just pixel perfect. They're awesome. So it really is just him playing around with the levels and seeing how to stage the difficulty and everything. Yes, I know I'm sucking at this. Right
Well,
now,
I know. I also, you know, fortunately, you've got that instant restart, which is so helpful to like just one more. Just keep trying.
Exactly.
Just stay in there.
Exactly. There's no like load times or anything. It's
There's
just
no
like you're right back into action.
What
What was that again?
That was for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Coming out on PC, Xbox One.
Yeah, you're
and
playing on
PS4.
PC now and holding a
Xbox 360
controller. So this is, you guys I'm recommending a controller to play this.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. There is a keyboard setup, but you know, I don't know how many people actually play action platforms like this on a keyboard, you know, setup. So maybe you do. I don't know if
No.
Okay.
No.
So.
I mean, these kind of games are difficult enough without getting me into, I don't know. I feel like that, anyways, probably playable with the keyboard and mouse, but optimized for the controller.
Yes, very much so. Very much.
All right, and so sorry, you were saying before, we're playing it on, it's coming out on Steam, and
Xbox One, PS4, fall 2014. We will have we'll probably announcing a release date fairly soon. But yeah, and there's actually still Eduardo's still playing around with different like kind of extra modes. There might be mini games. There might be some other stuff too as well. Besides the cookie recipes.
besides the cookie recipe, well, has he playing around with the recipes? I mean, are we getting some creative stuff here? Are we getting some Costa Rican delicacies in there as well?
You will have to wait and see.
They'll have to unlock them, I guess.
Exactly. This boss is pissing me off. Sorry.
Man, Anthony, I don't even know how far. You were further than you were before, and you got vanquished. We also showed off the, during our E3 demo, there was another boss he showed off that was sort of a rolling, that Eduardo was here actually showing off. It's sort of a rolling through the level kind of boss. So the boss is a chance to mix up the gameplay, to really use those mechanics but also have that antagonist. That's a different element.
You're referring to this boss right here, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so basically he's just chasing you and you just try to, oops, I messed up already.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Nope.
You are in trouble, Anthony Chow.
I am.
This is not going to go well.
I think we're
missed the
okay.
cookie already. I don't know.
I think we're okay.
I don't know.
Okay, one more time.
Yeah, no, we weren't okay. That was terrible. Not terrible. What's this little bird? What are these little birds flying out of the way?
Well, these birds actually are your friends, and they're giving you kind of key, like for example,
Come over here.
I'll show you. It's like, so you see the bird, he'll land right there, and if you land right there and you dash through, it's kind of like a very subtle hint system.
He like lines you up. I see.
Yeah. So I mean, they're helpful in that sense, but for the most part, you have to still have the skills to. Okay, one more time.
Yeah, just one more time.
That's what
This demo's gonna be 37 minutes long as you try to beat this.
Is this? Wow.
Yeah.
Is that a challenge? Have you thrown down the gauntlet?
I mean,
I don't like that.
I don't want to sit here for 37 minutes
I don't
watching you play the same level, but I will if that's what it takes you.
Well, one more time.
Come on, Chow.
Now you're calling me by my last name. See, you call me by my last name, and then I start getting angry.
I'm laying down the gauntlet here.
You don't want
Well, maybe you need a little bit to really get you through here, because this upcoming part, you need a lot more speed coming into this, man.
I could do this.
Ah! And done. All right. That's Phoenix Rage, Anthony Chow Rage. Is what we just saw, but that's coming out this fall. Steam, Xbox One, and PS4. Be sure to keep an eye out for release date news on GameSpot.com as Phoenix Rage's release date approaches.
Robinson for GameSpot on the front line at San Diego Comic-Con 2014. I am standing with some beautiful faces who you may know. Would you guys mind introducing yourselves?
Hey, I'm Jessica Negri. How's it going?
I'm Angelica. Hey.
And they are here in the Assassin's Creed Unity obstacle course. I saw you guys climbing up that wall in your get-ups. How difficult was that?
Oh, I couldn't do it. I didn't even try. Well, I'm in a dress, so this is a different take on the assassin. So I figured I probably shouldn't flash anybody, but I'm sure fan service would love that. So I saw that Jessica and Monica Lee, both amazing cosplayers, were doing different versions of the assassin. And I'm always trying to make, like, the first thing I ever did was the female Ezio. That's when I first did my assassin costume, and it was a skirt. And I was like, I need to keep it feminine, keep this going, so I wanted to do a different design, so that's why I went with a skirt instead. So,
well, obviously, you want to give your own magic to it, but you want to keep it as accurate as possible. How do you go about creating something that's feminine, new, edgy, but also accurate to the character?
I don't know. I kind of like to put my own spin on the male characters because then you can kind of do your own thing. But shoot, I don't know. I just sketch it out and I see how I feel. And I'm like, is that going to be uncomfortable to wear for 4 hours? Probably. Let's do it that way.
And do you sew everything yourself? How do you put it together?
I do. I actually had some help though with this from awesome seamstress, Maze Designs, and she actually helped with these parts. I made the coat and then she helped me tailor it. But yeah, it's a combined effort for this because it's impossible to do by myself.
What pieces did you make yourself and what pieces did you collect?
Everything's made except for shoes and pantyhose and stuff like that, obviously. But I do have help from friends and family.
Overall, what would you say is your favorite part of your entire ensemble?
Corset, because it's got these little knobby things right here. So just the little details in costumes make it amazing. For Jessica, the little leather pieces and stuff like that, bring it all together. It's just the smallest details that make amazing costumes.
And Jessica, what's your favorite piece of your ensemble?
A Phantom Blade.
Wow, that is so cool.
I made it out of Warbler. It was the first thing I made, and then Ubisoft retweeted it and stuff and made me feel all senpai noticed me and stuff.
But you made that whole thing yourself? Yeah. That's incredible.
Thank you.
Wow, very cool. Where can people find more about you, more examples of your cosplay, stuff like that?
I'm under Angelica Danger Dawn. The danger was accidentally put in there and it stuck, so we're going with that. I'm on Facebook and Twitter and Instagrams and stuff, so find me on the interwebs.
And what about you, Jessica? Where can people find you?
I just realized your thing's ADD.
Yeah, it is. It makes so much sense, right?
Perfect. You can Google Jessica Negri. I don't know if you'd want to, but that's cool. If you want to, it's great. I've done a couple other assassins, so is Jelly. We're diehard Assassin's Creed. She actually has a tattoo, an Assassin's Creed tattoo. You can't show.
Right hither. It's right here in this area. But yes, I'm a pretty big fan.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, look these girls up. They've been so kind to give us an interview. And please let me know if you've put together a cosplay for San Diego Comic-Con or any other time. Tweet me a picture at Anna Prosser.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Waters here from the GameSpot stage at Comic-Con 2014. Joining me now is Al Hope from Creative Assembly. Here to talk about Alien Isolation. Al, glad to have you here, man.
It's great to be here.
It feels like just recently you and I were sitting down talking about Alien Isolation back at E3, but since then you guys have made some big announcements about the cast of the original movie.
Yeah, so quite amazingly, it was kind of a dream come true. We've managed to bring together a bunch of the original cast to sort of reprise their roles as the original Nostromo crew, and we're releasing some bonus content in which you can, as a player, take on one of those crew members and try and survive against our signature alien.
A signature alien, yeah. That xenomorph. So now the game Alien Isolation takes place after the events of Alien. It's sort of investigating to try to figure out what went down during the movie timeline.
So the Alien Isolation itself takes place 15 years after the Nostromo goes missing, and you play Amanda Ripley, so Ellen Ripley's daughter, and she's trying to find answers as to her mother's disappearance. And then when Weyland Yutani discover that they believe someone has found the black box flight recorder of the Nostromo, she volunteers to be part of it. She's
got to go in.
Yeah, got to go and find it.
So connect it then to, we're just catching a glimpse there of the cast members, connect it then to them and sort of how, where that piece of content fits into the game.
Yeah, so I mean, the new Crew Expendable content is very much bonus content. It's not, you know, it's kind of, it kind of takes you back to that original 15 years earlier when the crew were trying to survive against the alien on the Nostromo inside that pressure cooker. You know, there's no escape. We just have to try and deal with it. So it is kind of separate to our main story, but it's obviously it's kind of connected through the connection of sort of mother and daughter.
Sure. Now, one of the things that you guys have been so diligent about, and I think has lent a lot of, it's created a lot of the appeal for Alien Isolation, is how much you guys are channeling the aesthetic of the movie and sci-fi in that time, and you know, the green CRT monitors, and just the way you were trying to make it look like the movie looked. So, you know, making you know, getting Sigourney Weaver in to talk about the game is one thing, but you're not mocapping her and capturing her face to make her look like Ellen Ripley when the original game came out.
Well, actually, one of the interesting things was when we started, we were given this amazing production archive from 20th Century Fox, and one of the great things was all these continuity photos of the cast on set back in 1979, and so we had these amazing front and side shots.
Really?
And so that was our treasure trove from which we could build 3D models from those faces from 35 years ago. So it was an amazing kind of resource. So you know, when we were able to recreate these likenesses, we were kind of able to take them back in time.
And how cool to have those as still images as opposed to you guys trying to like pause the movie and find a frame.
Exactly. That was going to be plan A. It's just, okay, what can we get out of the film?
So did you get to talk to the actors themselves and sort of talk about what the game and what you guys are trying to do and sort of get their reactions?
Absolutely. I mean, we took them through, you know, the premise of the game, what we were trying to do, the approach we were taking, you know, going back to that original kind of, you know, Ridley Scott haunted house in space, and you know, Alien Isolation being much more a survival, you know, game rather than trying to be a kind of game about killing.
Yeah.
And I think you know, once they saw the kind of attention to detail and the fact that we were taking the player back to that original roots of the series, that, you know, I think they found it really exciting, and you know, we worked really closely with them on their likeness and on the voice recording, which, and you know, it's just an incredible experience to sit and listen to those cast members take on those roles again and start, you know, acting out being on the Nostromo once more.
Very cool. Did they have moments? Did they have flashbacks like, oh, I remember that piece of the set, or oh, those walls? They were like, you touch them and they feel really weird, but they look cool.
Yeah. So I mean, actually, we actually met up with Sigourney Weaver earlier on this week, and I was able to show her the latest version of the code, and it was great being able to walk through the Nostromo corridor, and for her to be going, I've walked through there. I've actually been on set there. I think there's a really, like you were saying, a real kind of high fidelity reproduction of that original set.
Wow. I mean, you mentioned it before, but total dream come true, right? This is such a passion project for you guys. You love it so much.
Absolutely. I mean, to be in a position to make this game in the first place, we really deeply love that first film, and to be able to make this game, was kind of a dream come true. But then, when you start a project like this, you have all these ideas, and we were thinking, well, we've recreated the original Alien. How about what if that original crew came face to face with it again? It was great to be able to be in a position to show the original cast, hey, this is what we're doing, and for them to get really, really excited and get behind the project.
Very cool. And so that's to clarify again, that original cast stuff is part of it's currently a pre-order bonus.
Yeah, that's correct.
And so that's something people can order now, because the game's coming out in just a few months.
Yeah, October 7th.
October 7th. And you guys are also giving people on the show floor here at Comic-Con a taste of the action.
Yeah.
But this is not, this isn't a game to play on a crowded show floor.
No, so it's a very cool setup. We've built this enormous alien egg.
There it is.
Where you can go inside one at a time and experience the kind of time-based challenge, which is just a really stripped-down experience. It's just you, an alien, motion tracker, and a flamethrower, and seeing how long you can survive. It's just been absolutely fantastic. It's very intense. It's very loud. You're isolated, and it's just you and the screen. And it's been fantastic watching, because we have a camera inside the egg, and so the audience outside can watch your reaction. And
really?
You can hear the kind of oohs and ahs as people attempt to survive, and and big cheers when people kind of when they get close to making it. So it's a really, really, really fantastic experience.
Do you record the like screams also, and the oh my god coming out of there?
We should do that. Might be a bit unfair though.
Yeah. Very cool. So Alien Isolation coming out October 7th on which consoles?
Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and PC. And you guys must be pretty much closing in on finishing this thing up by now, right? Yeah, the amazing team back at the studio are just sort of fine-tuning everything and just polishing. And it's things like this where we get to put the game in front of people and actually put it in their hands and get them to play it, and get their feedback, and we can kind of take that back to the studio for that sort of last-minute fine-tuning.
Very cool. We actually have a question coming in here over Twitter, wondering, sort of back to asking about, you guys talking about using that source material, right? Did you use blueprints from the movie to recreate the Nostromo, or did you sort of also take liberties, sort of with the floor plan?
Yeah. So. Yes, is the short answer. That was one of the other great archive source material was the actual set design blueprint. So we were able to map out the Nostromo as it was designed and built. But of course, that was a film set, and we wanted to make sure it was a great game experience. And so we made some quite subtle changes just to make sure it's a great player experience. But I think on the whole, it is more or less a one-for-one reproduction. And
you'll be able to have those moments, if you watch the movie a few times, like Sigourney had, of I recognize this already.
Yeah, whether it's on the bridge or down in engineering, it's very highly recognizable.
Very cool, Al. Well, you guys also, you have some more showings here at San Diego Comic-Con. You guys have another presentation going on?
Yeah, so over at Nerd HQ at Petco Park, we have another slice of the game, and that's actually taken from the main game, and that's a much longer experience. It's about a 20-minute demo, and again, that just sort of drops you in the middle of the game. It's kind of quite a challenging experience, but I think a lot of people get a huge amount out of it. Again, it's you and the alien, and quite simply a motion tracker. But it's a slightly extended experience, and everyone should check it out.
Yeah, are you finding that people coming out of it are having the experience you're hoping them to have of that demo being a good microcosm of sort of what the game is about?
Yeah, just watching people play is massively rewarding and really exciting. Seeing people come out with massive smiles on their faces, even though they've been killed quite a few times. I think they're coming out with an adrenaline rush, and you can see them having this physical reaction. As they get scared playing it. It's fantastic.
Well, Al, so happy to talk to you again about Alien Isolation. It's always a pleasure. Very cool to hear about the new the pre-order stuff with the original cast.
Thanks very much.
Enjoy the rest of your show here, and folks, that's Alien Isolation coming out October 7th with the pre-order bonus with the original cast voice acted and mapped into the game. Very cool. It's still me, only it's live me. Live, here, from the stage. Before that was taped, that was awesome little chat with Al about Alien Isolation. He mentioned a feature that they sort of put together about all the actors they've got back, and I haven't had a chance to actually watch the whole thing myself yet, so we're gonna roll that right now and then head on into some more Comic-Con show floor stuff. We've got more demos coming up and more giveaways. A quick note about that. GameSpot chat's having a little technical difficulty right now, so if you want to chat, you can come on over to twitch.tv/GameSpot. We'll also be running those giveaways based out of Twitter. So if you want to tweet at GameSpot using the hashtag SDCC, you can win one of those little stress cubes that the Phoenix Rage guy, Rage splattered all over the place, as well as some Blizzard stuff we're going to get into in a little bit. But first, the Alien Isolation feature on the actors from the original movie coming back to work in the game.
You know, what I think is so exciting about creating a game for people is you are able to put the spectator in this world.
To the original, it's like Frankenstein or Dracula, Wolfman. There's just nothing seemed like it before or after.
Somewhere in the middle, I remember having a conversation with Yaphet, and I said, "We're doing a classic, you know." And he says, "Yeah, we sure are."
1984, is that when it was made?
35 years, it was 79. 1979, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You cannot walk away from a video game. There's no walking away. You're there. You're married into it.
In games, you do it from different perspectives. So, I mean, maybe I get to be a badass and survive. Who knows?
The idea of putting you in the movie, as it were, I think is they're not film directors, but they know what we all want, which is to be immersed in this world.
Should never have landed on this damn ball. Me and Parker, we told him that. Brett, over and out.
Jesus, you took your time. Shut off my side of the system. I'm a sitting duck here.
It's what you don't see that rings your imagination, and that's really, your imagination is much more terrifying.
It's not a really pleasant world for humans to be in, and it certainly becomes a lot more unpleasant when the alien is in your midst.
Hi there, I'm Anna Prosser-Robinson for GameSpot here on the front line at San Diego Comic-Con 2014. This is the first thing I've done at San Diego Comic-Con, and if you can see where I'm standing, you will notice that I'm in quite a precarious position. I am at the Assassin's Creed Unity obstacle course, and I'm about to take the leap of faith. I've always wondered if I could measure up to what I do in video games, so I guess we'll see if I can jump into a hay bale just like an assassin. a 3, 2, 1 jump kind of girl, but that is so much higher from up there than it looks down here. I had my knees bent ready to go and just couldn't make my legs jump the first couple times. But I did it. You saw it. Give me a rating. How was my jump on a scale of 1 to 10? Tweet at me at Anna Prosser on my brand new Samsung Galaxy S5 and let me know what you thought.
Hey guys, Justin, and I'm talking with Kelsey here, who is the merchandise coordinator for Square Enix. Now, Square Enix does more than just Final Fantasy and those games that are really popular. They actually make toys for a lot of different things, as we can see right behind us. And Kelsey is going to talk to us about some of these Comic-Con exclusives, that some of them are for sale and some of them are just in the prototype stage. What do we got behind us right now?
Okay, so yeah, actually Square Enix Products makes all kinds of great figures, especially Batman figures. So from Batman Arkham Origins, this is our San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It's a limited color version, kind of a metallic version of our Batman from Arkham Origins. So he has like this shiny finish, like he's like standing atop a tower in the moonlight. That's kind of the way that we like to describe it. But also, all of these items that are in here are for sale at the show, and you can see that this one up top, the DC Comics variant Batman, it's a red color variant. It's actually already sold out. But all of these up top are DC Comics variants. So basically our Japanese designers took classic DC Comics characters, put their own spin on them, their classic Square Enix spin, and made a design, and then we made a figure out of that concept.
And just to be clear, we're actually only halfway through day one. It's only Wednesday. How quickly do these things tend to sell out?
Well, it really depends on how much we bring, and we don't bring a lot, especially for things that have been out for a little while. So the red Batman, for example, it's been out for a little while, so we brought everything we had left just to give fans one more chance to get it. So those tend to go really quickly. And then, of course, obviously our Comic-Con exclusives sell like hotcakes, but we try and bring enough so that every fan can get a hold of one.
And what have we got in this case here?
So this is kind of our like DC prototype case. It gives you an idea of what's coming up in the coming year from us with the DC Comics line. So up top is Hawkman and Darkseid. This is also our DC Comics variant Play Arts Kai, of course. So Hawkman's a really like staggering figure, and we're going to be sharing more information about him and Darkseid soon on our website and on our Twitter. And I'll give that information to you guys shortly. And then below them we have Joker. He's being shown here in color in the US for the first time. So it's really like vivid, eye-popping color. You can see his menacing grin. He has these straight razors in his fingers, and this is another one of our variants, so this is a completely unique design. In the middle is the armored Batman. This is the first time we're showing this armored Batman. We just love making Batman figures so much. We're always trying to find new ways to innovate on the design. And then next to him is Harley Quinn. I know this is a personal favorite of the designer, so I also really love Harley, of course. So I'm really delighted with how she came out in full color. And down here on the bottom, actually, we're showing for the first time our Arkham Knight figures. So from Batman Arkham Knight, we have Robin, and then Batman, of course. So Batman from Arkham Knight, of course, compared to Arkham Origins, was more of a prequel story. Arkham Knight version, he kind of looks more grizzled, like more experienced, kind of careworn. And then next to him is Joker. This is from Arkham Origins again. So yeah, we have a more youthful looking Joker who's just starting to get up to his deviousness. And next to him is Robin, also a version that appears in Arkham Origins.
As you can see from the hands and the faces that are located here, these are fully posable, completely articulate. You can put them kind of in whatever pose you want them to. They're not just like static statues sitting here.
Exactly. That's why it's called play arts. They're a piece of art that you can play with. You can pose it any way. The only limit is your creativity when it comes to posing. And then this is actually a really exciting reveal that we have done at Comic-Con. This is a DC Comics variant Batman that was been designed by Tetsuya Nomura. You may know him. You definitely know him as a character designer from Final Fantasy and the creator of Kingdom Hearts. So we kind of went to Nomura-san and we were like, hey, we've been doing this crazy DC Comics variant line. Would you be interested in doing Batman? And Nomura-san was like, yeah. And of course, being Nomura-san, he really pulled out all the stops and did this incredible design for this figure. You can see these wings are all articulated and posable. There's these sort of bat claws that are behind Batman. And we kind of come up with a story behind this design that Bruce Wayne has died, or he's appeared to have died. And now this Batman has appeared, and inside him is Bruce Wayne sleeping like a walking tomb. And he doesn't fight himself. He uses these claws and these hands to not lay hands directly on his victims, but to fight from afar. So that's just something fun that we're doing. And this is kind of a teaser. Sorry, I tend to be long-winded. This is kind of a teaser for another thing that we're going to be working on. So Nomura-san's signature is actually right here on this little placard, and you can see some cat paws and next written to it. So ... what has cat paws?
So Robin.
Cat paws and Batman? I think Robin, maybe the Joker. I don't know.
I love those Nomura designs. Like, I was so excited when I first saw that. I would actually love to see even more of something like that, like maybe a movie that he does the art design for.
That would be incredible, or a comic book series. Okay. Oh, so these are also some more of our DC Comics variants. I'm sorry, guys, excuse me. So these are called our Batman Timeless. So this collection, actually, we came up with it, the crew at Square Enix America. We kind of came up with this concept of, it's a little bit like a comic book series where Batman is slipping through time, but instead of that, it's more like, what if there was always a Batman throughout every era of history? So we have like a cowboy Batman, a Wild West Batman, a steampunk Batman, and then a Spartan Batman, and a samurai Bushido Batman.
Very cool. And the samurai and Bushido are over here, or there's the knight one, it looks like.
Yeah, so do you see these are in gray right now? That's because they're still in the prototype stage, so eventually they'll be in full color, fully painted, and this is the first time we're showing them, so I know about as much as you guys do about the details of this figure. So just a really exciting design. I'm really looking forward to seeing the final product, the finished thing, and learning more about how to get my hands on these. So.
A little bit of a teaser, but exciting to think about what those are going to mean. This next one, though, it's a little bit creepy. I mean, obviously, Gollum from The Hobbit. What's the story behind this one?
So we actually have a line of things called Static Arts Minis. So instead of being a posable figure, it's just a little statuette. And so we have done a DC Comics variant Static Arts Mini. It takes our DC Comics variant designs and shrinks it down to sort of like a large-headed, small-bodied, cutified version, like chibi-fied version. And we were like, hey, let's do that with Gollum too, because it's really popular, especially in Japan. And he kind of has this like creepy, cute thing going on that, yeah, this aesthetic is pretty cool overseas. And you know what? I'm actually into it. It's kind of like a pug. It's kind of creepy and it's cute.
I think it could grow on you after a while. Those eyes, they stare into your soul and want to eat you, but also want you to pet it. And of course, a classic here from Final Fantasy XII.
Yeah, so this is Fran from Final Fantasy XII. Our director of merchandise always really wanted to do a Fran figure, and he didn't get the chance when 12 first came out, so he's just kind of revisiting Fran and saying, hey, I really want to do a Fran figure. So unfortunately, it doesn't really mean that there's going to be news about any games, but you're definitely going to see this beautiful figure. This is the first time we're showing her in full color in North America, so I'm really excited to show off this figure.
Well, speaking of things that would lead people to want to talk about new games, there's some Final Fantasy VII characters here as well, and people love to talk about bringing that series back.
Of course, I mean, it's a classic. It's really just like an iconic game, so I understand why people are so passionate about it. But these designs are from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. So that was the film that followed the story after Final Fantasy VII. So we have Barrett Wallace here on display, and then next to him is Red 13. And we have Red 13 in full color. I'm really looking forward to when we can announce the pricing and the release dates for these guys. But so far, no news. And then, of course, we also have Tifa and Cloud as they appear in Advent Children. So you can see Cloud kind of has the cloudy wolf motif on his shoulder. And actually, what's really cool about this prototype of Cloud is it looks like he's going to have posable fabric as part of his design. So that's real cloth that you're seeing there. It's not PVC like the rest of the figure.
So it has like a piece of metal in it that'll let you shift it and move it around so that you can have that be a part of the character as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So it adds some dynamic posing to the character.
And I guess closing out, we're going to leave Final Fantasy behind again, but go into another very beloved franchise.
Yes, absolutely. So we're really excited to show this off for the first time. It's this is actually a variant of Predator. So again, you know, we're starting to get really well known for doing our own original designs, and this is another one of those variant designs. So this is a Predator done in our variant design. Sorry, I've said variant design like 5 times. But basically, he's based on a red demon from Japanese folklore. You may know him as like Oni or Aka Oni. So you can see he kind of has horns. He has this club that's kind of a signature to that kind of a folkloric character. We just thought it would be cool if like, oh, what if the legends of Oni in Japan were actually based on predators visiting Earth? So that's the concept behind this figure.
And another Predator right here.
Yeah, so this is just the classic design of Predator. We really wanted to make sure that, you know, we were appealing to fans new and old and kind of giving something really unique, but also just something that fans would be clamoring for, which is, you know, a classic Predator figure.
I mean, you can almost see the saliva dripping from his fangs. That is scary.
He comes with a human skull accessory, so that's pretty hardcore.
Cool. And for closing out, we have 2 more games which are slightly newer and not necessarily Square Enix titles, but Square Enix like to partner with these other developers and create some awesome sculptures around their games.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a really long and really successful partnership with Microsoft and Halo. So this is, we just really wanted to do another Master Chief figure, and then it really worked out well for us that the Halo Master Chief collection happened to be announced around the time that we first displayed this Halo 2 Anniversary Edition PlayArts Kai Master Chief. So as you can see, he comes with all of these amazing accessories, and this is the first time we're showing him in color, so get excited.
I like how his head has kind of a pose that's saying, hey, I'm here. And the other big one, this one's not colored in yet, so it's still a prototype, but some Titanfall.
Yeah, and this one is actually already available for pre-order on our web store. So even though here we're showing him in gray prototype right here, it's probably just because he's already been the painted prototype has already been sent off to China to be like the master for painting. So this gray guy, you can get him in December of this year actually. So you can order him on our online store. You can also pre-order him through you know, some of our distributors if you're a mom and pop shop. And yeah, we're just really excited to show off this Titanfall figure. It has an articulated hatch, so the hatch opens and closes, and actually there's kind of like a, it's hard to describe, but that sphere there where like the camera looks around, it's pivoted so that it can like move through almost 180 degrees. So that's really cool. And he comes with, since it's a symbiotic relationship between pilot and Titan, we did have this effect piece of the pilot riding the Titan on top of there. But he is not articulated, he's really just for an effect, so he just kind of rides on top of the Titan.
And you mentioned that you can pre-order, you can buy some of these now. The San Diego Comic-Con exclusives are, of course, you know, exclusive to Comic-Con. If you guys don't sell them out, though, are you guys going to put them up on the store for other people to buy?
We actually had a limited pre-order run of our San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for people who couldn't attend the show, and it already sold out. It sold out in like a week and a half. So I'm pretty sure we're going to sell out during the show, but if there's some chance that we have some extra, I'm sure we're going to try and get it to anybody who maybe was waitlisted for a pre-order.
Well, and there's a lot of other cool stuff, as we saw, that is going to be coming out soon, that people will be able to pre-order, that people can buy right now. So check out the Square Enix store.
Here at San Diego Comic-Con, the motto is celebrating the popular arts. And so in the next segment, we're celebrating the art of a very popular franchise, and the latest iteration of that is Skylanders Trap Team. Joining me is the toy and character director, Yiwei Huang, on the game. Yiwei, welcome to the stage.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're glad to have you here too, because you're focused on the art and the creation of these characters that have been so beloved by so many who have gotten really into it, and they just have so much personality and creativity in the design. Let's get into it a little bit about sort of how the design process works when you're creating new Skylanders, because you guys aren't, these aren't like pre-established characters you guys are drawing from. You're coming up with them straight out of your heads.
Yeah, we try to come up with as many variety of characters as possible, and it usually comes out of just doodling. I just sit there and doodle, and hopefully form a really cool character from that.
Like doodling a giant slug.
Yeah, right. And there's Bone Solder. He's kind of a bone character, and there's Gusto. He's a air element character with a giant boomerang.
That is a giant boomerang and a sizable belly as well.
Yes, he can.
Did it shrink down when he
exhaled? It did. He can inhale and exhale. Yes, that's all part of the gameplay.
It's not just about the character design; it's about how they animate. I mean, I guess that's all part of it, right?
Right.
So yeah, what kind of? I guess for Trap Team, you sort of already had this sort of Skylanders aesthetic well in place, right? So when you are thinking, all right, we got a new game coming out in the Skylanders franchise. What do you try to do with the characters? How do you try to differentiate them or make them new and exciting?
Right. So with the Trap Team, I think we wanted them to feel like a team of the Trap Masters are a team of characters. So we play around with tons of different ideas, and in the end, the Tratanium crystal was the main part of the game. So we and the fiction is that this is the strongest material ever to have ever existed. You know, so
it's handy to have around when you need to trap villains.
Exactly. So the Trap Masters have weapons, or giant oversized crystals that are made from traptanium.
Like this big shield here?
Yes, giant shield.
And a pretzel. Is that a pretzel? Did you just grab a pretzel?
Oh, it's yummy. That's food.
All right, so so this sort of having an item made of traptanium is kind of a through line for these Trapmaster characters.
That's correct.
Okay, so we've seen Shield, we've seen Boomerang, we've seen a tiny broccoli monster?
Yeah, that's a villain that you can capture. I hate broccoli. So he's a perfect villain for me.
Finally, yeah. So if we analyze all of these, are you going to get insights into your psyche?
Probably a little bit too much.
Your worldviews, yeah. All right, well, let's talk real quick just to say about the sort of core mechanic of Trap Team. Is that trapping thing where you grab an enemy, you trap them in this sort of extra little bonus peripheral that attaches to the
it's part of the portal. Yeah, it's part of it.
All right, I think we have an image of one of the sort of sets that you can buy for Trap Team, so we can get a look at what the trap itself looks like. But does it allows you to play as or use the villain?
Yes.
Okay, because normally you're restricted to the guys you have the figurines of.
Right. So once you have a character trapped in the traptanium crystal, you can use that and be able to switch between your character and the villain that you trapped.
So have you guys basically just like doubled your workload in terms of characters you have to design?
It's not just double, it's quadruple. It's many times. We have lots of new characters, Skylander characters coming out, plus tons of villains. So
So your studio has been busy.
Extremely.
All right, so talk us a little bit through, sort of, you start with a doodle, but it's not just you, it's a whole team of designers.
The concept part is me and Paul Ritchie, who's the head of the studio. We work together on the kind of the toy characters. The villains, we have a team of concept artists kind of working with me on that. But yeah, all the toys and stuff, it just comes out of doodles.
All right, so, but then those doodles, I mean, your kind of doodle is different than my kind of doodle, which would be, maybe a scrawled, something vaguely recognizable as having 4 legs or 2, I don't know. But like, we've got some drawings that you guys did, and then we'll take a look at how they compare to the final art. So here we've got, Steve Tomato Man, which I'm sure is this character's name.
Is Food Fight.
Food Fight.
Yes.
That's way better.
That's a dark version.
So what are your feelings on tomatoes?
I love tomatoes.
You love them.
Yes.
All right, yeah. Well, so you've weaponized them.
Yes.
In Trap Team.
Yeah, it's in a kind of a compressed air gun kind of thing that shoots it out. Yeah.
And so that's what we got to look. And this is what the actual character looks like. So. I don't know, like there are differences, right? That obviously wasn't just a clear, straight copy of the drawing. Like the eyes are looking up at the weapon, and the mouth is kind of askew. Like, sort of how much do you guys agonize over all these little decisions?
Oh boy, a lot.
Yeah?
We 3D print them out, so as a toy, you draw it a certain way, trying to get a feeling across, and then the modelers make a beautiful model of it, and then we pose it in different ways, and then we print it out in 3D in the 3D printer. And then when you're holding your hand, that's when everything kind of, a lot of refinements happen at that stage. It's like, well, it's not engaging because he's not looking at you, when you're holding your hand or something like that. So we would tip the head up or tweak the eyes or have him look at you kind of thing.
Yeah, we see this guy here. What's this dude's name?
He's Crockshot.
Crockshot?
Right. No, Short Shot. What's his name? Snapshot.
Snapshot. There we go. We've got the peanut gallery here helping us out. So he is looking up and sort of looking at and that's interesting because I wouldn't think of that. Like I want my character to be looking at me, but there is, like you were saying, there is a whole different sensation you get from holding one of these things in your hands from looking at a 3D model on screen.
It's very engaging. I've been in the game industry since I think '97 or so, and most of that time I've been an animator. And so as an animator and doing poses and stuff, you kind of pose it in a certain way. But when you print it out, that's when you realize like, when sitting on the table and you're holding it, mostly you're looking down, and when the character's engaging you, it's huge. You feel differently about it, you know, and especially when it's sitting on the table, you just want to pick it up, you know, you just can't help it, like, ooh, let me check that out.
And then the game pauses because you took the character out of it. Yeah. All right, so and that's this lion character, you know, we saw this one in action with the Traptanium shield. And then you sort of threw in the little flaming fire attack there, like in the palm of the hand. It's kind of like the pose itself, right? If you look at it, it's not quite doing one specific action. It's just kind of like embodying all of the actions the character can do.
Yeah, and another thing that's important with the characters is that when we do the pose, you know, sometimes you can get a really dynamic pose, but you can't see the face because he's doing this or something like that. So in that case, we didn't want a completely defensive shield, so we wanted something that looks like he's about ready to attack as well.
Yeah, you don't want to just have him hunkered down with the shield over his face because, come on, I want to see my dude.
Yeah.
So we're seeing some of them in action here now, and so now, given the considerations of making something into a toy, you mentioned also with the enemy characters that you're able to play as in Trap Team. That's sort of a team. The team that is it a little bit of a different team because they don't have to make it into a toy, or does it sort of just go on a different pipeline?
In a way, they kind of have to be different. You know, the one of the core essence of a Skylanders is that they're heroes. You know, it's really important that a kid feels like these are my heroes, these are the characters, or these are the good guys I want to play with. The villains, on the other hand, starts out as being bad guys, but when you trap them, they fight, you know, with you and for you. So it's definitely a different challenge. You know, in some ways, it's very difficult because you don't want them to look so bad that you can't imagine them being on your team, you know, kind of thing. So we try to add humor. We're trying to add as much personality into them as possible, you know.
Give them like enough personality to be cool, but not so much personality that they're like really cool. Why can't I just play as this guy all the time? So are they limited in, you know, if that's sort of the design decision, are they also a little bit limited in terms of what kind of abilities they have? I mean, the heroes are more powerful and more varied generally.
Correct. That's true. They do, you know, upgrade, and there's you know, they can the main characters, you know, the Skylanders level up, and there's, you know, upgrade trees, and, you know, there's a lot of different things you can do. The villains, after you trap them, there's some of that, but it's definitely much less.
It's more limited. There's, I guess, in that evolution, which is so key to the Skylanders hero, sort of storing that all your stats and choices and experience on the character and being able to take it from place to place.
And we do that on the traps as well, you know, but it's just they're not nearly as, you know, evolved and as the
the marquee heroes. All right, well, let's finish up talking just a little bit about the traps, because, you know, the trap isn't necessarily another creature design. You know, the hero characters are separate from the trap, but it is designed itself. It's a physical thing you put next to the portal, and then it also has these sort of keys almost that you put into it. So how does that design process work?
The guys that designed the actual villains actually designed most of these guys, and it's a design challenge in that you don't want to make the traps too much like a character, because you kind of expect it to be a character. So they end up being, but at the same time, you don't want them to be too boring. You know? So we end up, for the most part, having these kind of statue looking, something that feel like it's you know, it's from the distant past, or, you know, something like that.
It does have kind of an artifact feel to it, right? Like it's you know, clearly was meant for some purpose, because the bottom of it is this geometric, you know, stabbing spear, but then there's also this personality to it in this head.
This one's Chaos. That's from the Dark Edition that's coming out on October 5th. It has the big Chaos head. That's
so you guys have like a light and dark edition for Trap Team? Do you have to like do evil deeds to get the Dark Edition?
No, the Dark Edition has been through all the franchise. We keep making these, Dark line. So it's just continuation of that.
Well, so that's and this is one of the Dark. Is this the full-on Dark Edition? Or
This is the Dark Edition. You can see the Chaos Head there, along with the other 2 normal crystals. So that's kind of not only the Dark characters that you get with this pack, but the Chaos Head is the big thing.
You got Steve Tomato Man in there too. Great. Very cool, Iwe. So that's Skylanders Trap Team. You've got the normal edition, the Dark Edition, all ready for pre-order in advance of the game's release, which is
October 5th.
October 5th, and it's going to be out on all platforms that Skylanders is out on. Do you have the list handy? Can you come up with what do we got? PC, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, Wii U, Wii. That's it. I'm getting the A-OK from our off-screen experts. All right. Well, thank you so much, Iwe, for coming by and talking about the artistic process. It's not something we get to talk about too often and sort of drill into here on the show, so I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. That's Skylanders Trap Team, ladies and gentlemen, coming out October 5th.
Hey folks, Peter Brown here at Comic-Con 2014 in Nintendo's Gaming Lounge. Things are exciting, they're loud, there's colors everywhere. I'm here with my friend Daniel, product marketing manager at Nintendo, and behind us is Bayonetta 2 from Platinum Games.
Well, actually, we are showing Bayonetta 2, and even this is the new anime that's coming out as well for Bayonetta. It's being made by the guys who did Afro Samurai, as I just said there. So yeah, the anime is coming out as well. We are showing off Bayonetta 2, which people are playing right over here.
Yeah, which is over there.
Yes, playing on my left. And people are having a chance to play through the different chapters that are in the game to get an understanding of how powerful Bayonetta is and how she's able to fight. And it's just a crazy, over-the-top action and using all of her special powers that she has to go through the game. Like right now here, the main goal here about the game is always about making those combos happen and even dodging at the right time. If you notice, when you dodge at the right time, the screen goes purple, which is essentially witch time. And everything slows down from where you can actually start executing even more powerful combos as you're going through that, like right there.
So Platinum Games is known for making their sort of like over-the-top, action games with like really great visuals. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the best visually looking Wii U games that I've seen. They've really managed to tap into that. Does this keep up the whole time? Is this whole game like this bombastic?
The game is this crazy, over-the-top action at all times. And what's really cool though about the game, people who are fans of the Bayonetta series, Bayonetta 1 is known mainly for the fact that you're fighting against the angels. And in this one, what's changed a bit more now is that your friend Jean, her soul has been stolen. At the same time, demons have now turned against you at the same time. So now Bayonetta is having to fight not just the angels, but also the demons as she goes into Purgatoria, to attempt to help rescue Jean. And from there, the story will continue to evolve from that point as well. Also in the game, there is a multiplayer aspect. We haven't really given a lot of detail on it yet, but there will be a way to play multiplayer online called Tag Climax. We'll have more information about that coming soon as well.
I can only imagine what that's going to be like. You mentioned the first Bayonetta. As I understand, that's included with Bayonetta 2, correct?
Correct. Bayonetta, if you buy Bayonetta 2, it'll come with 2 discs. Bayonetta 2, which is the game you're seeing here, and it'll also come with Bayonetta 1 as well. And what's cool about Bayonetta 1, it's not just the original game. They did work on it a little bit to improve it a bit. But the big improvement they added is that you can now use Nintendo costumes at the same time. So you can actually dress up. You actually can have costumes that you unlock. That you can be Samus. You could be Princess Peach. Like that. And what's cool though, it even changes how the game plays a bit. So when you're playing with Princess Peach, instead of getting halos, when you defeat enemies, halos pop out, kind of currency. And when you're playing with Princess Peach in Bayonetta 1, you'll actually get coins. And it'll even make the coin sound that people are used to hearing from Nintendo. And then also, instead of when attacking with her special powers, with Bayonetta, like you see right there, these feet stomp out. What's going on? If you're playing with Princess Peach, it'll be Bowser's foot popping out or his fist punching out. So they did some nice little fandom calls to the Nintendo series to add some nice touches to the game for Bayonetta 1.
All right, if you had to pick one Nintendo character to play as in the Bayonetta game, which would you choose?
Ooh. I'm a big fan of Samus. Samus is always one of my favorite characters from the Metroid series, so that's going to be a fun one to use as well. But here in Bayonetta 2, right here, just as you've been watching this whole time and talking about Bayonetta 1 a bit too, it has been just over-the-top crazy action, using different kinds of powers, this thing coming out there. What's even great too, if you're fighting smaller enemies, you can even use something called torture attacks, where if you pull off a special move, you'll be able to basically push an enemy into a giant guillotine or kind of grinders, and all this kind of craziness will be happening on the screen at the same time.
All right, well, that's a pretty good look at Bayonetta 2. GameSpot is going to be all over Comic-Con 2014 for the next couple days, so stay tuned.
everybody, it's live Chris Waters here in the studio. That taped Chris Waters, man, such a good host, real handsome, totally good guy. So, a few things I've been noticing in the chat. Some of you have been commenting on the shirt that I got at Comic-Con. Let's take a look at it. It's like a He-Man versus Skeletor. Here we go. Yeah, He-Man versus Skeletor. All in Spanish. Oh, I'm trying to keep it in frame, and I fell down. Let's try it again. Check it out. Yeah, all in Spanish, like a little old school battle poster. I actually got it from Flophouse. You can follow them on Twitter. Got it from the show floor. That's like my Comic-Con swag, right? I go for the t-shirts on preview night, and then I wear them when I'm hosting the demos and stuff like that. It's fun. So you'll see some new ones tomorrow and the next day, because we're doing this show Friday and Saturday from 4 to 6. There's going to be a ton more game demos and show floor tours, all sorts of cool booths and stuff like that, including probably check out some Blizzard stuff, and we're giving away more Blizzard stuff here. So let's take a look at the Whimsyshire Goblin. It's like in this satchel, but I'm going to open it up so you can see what it's all about. Oh yeah, hello, I'm a Whimsyshire Goblin. You can make it dance. I could do that all day, but I'm going to tell you the way you can win little Whimsyshire here is by adding a comment in the GameSpot chat, which is back up and running now and quite delightful, or by tweeting at GameSpot using the hashtag SDCC. Just be sure to tell us which thing you want. And I'll show you one more thing before we go so you can have full knowledge of what you stand to win. And by the way, if you're watching this show archived, you can still have a chance to win some swag. Just leave a comment below it, and we'll be checking there. This one is the Nether Fairy Dragon. Haven't actually looked at this one yet myself, so let's see. Oh my goodness, it's got wings. Oh, it's so cute. Out of the way. Hello. Nether Fairy Dragon, little chameleon tail action. Oh, it's articulated. I don't know if you can hear this. Yeah, did you guys hear that? You can totally pose the tail. This one is really cool. These are both really awesome, actually. So, enter to win those. Sorry, Dragon, your balance. All right, we're good. All right. Up next, we're going to take a look at a Bandai Namco game coming up, Lords of the Fallen, and then take a look at some more San Diego Comic-Con fun times. Let's roll it.
From Namco Bandai. And Mike, you guys are showing off Lords of the Fallen here today. It looks kind of like Dark Souls, but can you tell me a little bit more about this game?
Yeah, it definitely has some similarities with Dark Souls. Obviously, us being Bandai Namco games, there's that natural comparison with Dark Souls. But the game has a lot of differences too, so it has a lot of unique qualities. One of them has a very intriguing storyline. So in the game, it starts back about 8,000 years ago. The evil god Adder has kind of trying to take over the world. Humanity was able to defeat Adder and his, lords, which are called, back and banish them to the Roger dimension. Since then, anyone that commits any kind of evil sin gets marked on their face or are branded with a tattoo. So for reasons untold, the evil god has surfaced again and is trying to take over the world. Mankind once again has to defeat the evil god. So they call upon the most evil guy they can think of, which is Harkin, this guy that has every single sin committed and marked on his face. So it's up to him to defeat the evil god and the Lords of the Fallen God, which is what they're called, and that's the title. So you start off in that kind of journey.
You mentioned there are some RPG elements to this as well.
Definitely. So you have all the different classes. You have Cleric, Warrior, and Rogue. Cleric seems to be the favorite today so far. But all the skills, all the armor, all the weapons are all interchangeable, so full freedom of customization. Only magic is bound per class. So, and again, there's a lot of level up. There's you get your XP points. You can kind of shift things around. Right now, the guys seem to like using the warrior sword when they're going to their inventory, but fully up to the user.
And so the weapons and the armor that you find, they change the way that your character looks as well. So you can kind of customize how you look based on what looks really cool.
Yeah, the lighter armor obviously looks not as beefy, I guess. And then when they get to the last boss, which is the Champion Lord, my style is to go with the light rogue armor and the rogue daggers because you're a little bit more nimble and you can kind of go in and out and kind of jab at them. So, but some guys go with the Cleric Hammer, which is massive, and it's a little bit slow, but it deals a lot of damage. So it's up to the player.
And this does not look like an easy game, though. I don't think anyone is going to be, or some people are able to get through it the first time, but you get something special if you actually make it through this, right?
You do. So what we have here for Comic-Con is the Catacombs Challenge. So and, you know, this is a Catacombs level, and if you're able to survive all the way through the Catacombs challenge, you get this cool exclusive shirt with the, you know, the logo and Harkin's image on the front that you can see here. And then on the back, you have the Hand of God symbol. So it's definitely a cool shirt. So far, we've had 5 people make it through the challenge so far. So
how many of you had play it total?
It's been, I mean, you can see the lines over there. There's constantly people waiting. So I don't know how many people have come through, but I know only 5 have made it so far. So it's challenging, but not punishing. You know, Dark Souls is very punishing. This game is very challenging.
If you're not able to win a T-shirt by, you know, making it through the game, there is another chance for you to pick up something for this game, and you guys have it on display right here.
That's right. So, you know, if you feel that you can't make it all the way through the Catacombs Challenge, you can also like us on Facebook for more details to win Harkin's Hammer, which is the favorite weapon of choice today with a lot of the guys that love the cleric. So it's a life-size replica. We'll have it at San Diego Comic-Con is the first place that we're showing it off at. And then PAX Prime, New York Comic-Con will also do the same thing. So at the end of Comic-Con, we'll pick a winner, and they'll get this cool hammer.
It's a life-size replica, but I'm guessing it doesn't weigh as much as the actual hammer does.
It's actually pretty heavy, though. It's not as metallic and heavy, but it's pretty beefy. We also have a Harkin cosplayer walking around too, who also is wielding the hammer. So be on the lookout for him. He's got all these sins marked on his face. It's all like tatted up and bloodied. But this is definitely the Harkin's Hammer challenge, and you know, Lords are coming, or Harkin's Hammer, social hashtags.
Cool, very cool. And if you want to see more Lords of the Fallen, we're going to have that on our stage show later this week. And stay tuned to this channel to learn more about Comic-Con.
And don't forget to check out our Sins trailer that just released for Comic-Con that just came out today. So, cool.
San Diego Comic-Con 2014. Chris Waters here on the GameSpot stage, joined by Sean Velasco, captain of Yacht Club Games. That's right, it says it on his business card. You're the captain.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really do titles too much at the Yacht Club. There's only about half a dozen of us, and we just wear so many hats. But so we all just kind of came up with like fictional boating titles, and now that's what's on our business
Captain's
cards.
a pretty good one. Captain of development on Shovel Knight. This is the game you guys are here showing off at San Diego Comic-Con and released actually recently onto Steam.
Yes, yeah, I mean, that's right. We came out June 26th, and you know, on Steam, and also on the Wii U and on the 3DS. And so this is the first time that we've seen people that have actually gotten their hands on the game, finished the game, played the full thing, and now they're coming to us at the booth and, you know, talking about it. I mean, the response has just been completely overwhelming.
Have you seen any Shovel Knight cosplay yet?
We saw pictures of one, but I haven't seen anyone at Comic-Con yet.
Okay,
yeah.
There it does exist, and actually there's you guys, there's a figurine as well. I think we have a shot of.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
That's out there. There he is. The Shovel Knight.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That's a vinyl figure that's being made by Pop Culture Shock Toys, and so that's the mock-up. I've only seen the 3D model, and so this is like the real one that's actually there. I desperately want to get my hands on that.
I mean, you got to get one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I want the whole lineup. I mean, I want the Shovel Knight. I want the whole Order of No Quarter. Like we want to do a lot of stuff like that. I'd love to see like a Shovel Knight like shampoo bottle where you screwed the head off, you know, or like a
you want full merch.
I want.
Yes,
I want breakfast cereal. I want pajamas. Like I want Shovel Knight textiles. Like everything.
Oh, that's. Awesome. I mean, it sounds like you got a whole catalog in mind. All right. Well, we got the game here on Steam. We're gonna I'll be playing it a little bit while we sort of talk about. I guess talk about the basics of Shovel Knight for folks who are not yet versed.
All right. Well, Shovel Knight is basically an 8-bit love letter to the NES games of the past. You know, as you can see, it's obviously very aesthetically similar to those games.
Sure.
But we tried to just take those games as a starting point and then kind of evolve everything as you go. So Shovel Knight was planned as a game that was going to be built off of a singular mechanic. Like
shoveling.
Exactly, just like all the great NES games, right? It's like, with Mario you have a jump. It's like with Metroid you have a ball, right? And with Shovel Knight you have a shovel. And
it's got that one thing.
Right, and those
really well.
Yes, and those mechanics, they inform the entire game. So we thought, okay, well, let's make a game about a down thrust, about a downward stabbing move that you could use to defeat enemies. And then we started thinking, well, what else could we do with this, right? Like maybe this implement is flipping enemies over. Maybe it's digging up treasure. Maybe we're talking about a shovel. And then, we realized we were talking about a shovel.
You were all just circling this one idea.
Yes, yeah.
And it turned out to be a shovel.
Right, and so from that, we built out everything else, right? The idea that he was a knight, the rest of the story and the rest of the characters, and also the rest of the mechanics.
I think that's my favorite enemy, by the way. Just the rat dangling from a helicopter. Like, doesn't really even appear to be that sinister. Like, not sure who hitched the rat up to the helicopter, but I'm just gonna do it anyways.
Right, yeah, I mean, they're not even evil. They're just kind of coming at you.
They're just kind of there.
Yeah, so the stage that you're playing right now, Pridemore Keep, this is the stage that we had taken around to like PAX and we went to Minecon actually, which was completely crazy because unlike a PAX or unlike a Comic-Con, everyone is under 4.5 feet tall and it's all these kids, and so we had kids playing Shovel Knight. That was another big thing that we were a little bit worried about.
Right, I mean, because are you worried that they're not sort of getting the reference, right?
Exactly, right. Like that nostalgia just wasn't going to play in. But what we found is that as soon as they picked up the game, it was kind of, well, like the same way that I was. Okay, now be careful here. This checkpoint, it has money inside it. If you break it, then it stops working as a checkpoint.
But I get money.
Yeah, but you get money.
Well, given that my life is at half already, I think for the sake of demo, we're going with checkpoint.
Yes, that's probably a smart idea. And look, there's something over there too. Oh my gosh, secret time.
Turkey!
Yeah, so it's like once people picked up the game and actually got a chance to play it, even younger kids or people that didn't have nostalgia for 8-bit games or for the NES. I know a lot of people in the UK, they played like Sinclair or like Spectrum, like computer games, and so they don't have the same kind of nostalgia, but they've really been enjoying the game too. So
very cool.
Yeah, it's just been it's been pretty overwhelming and wonderful.
Neat. All right, so you guys, you're showing it, but you're not on the show floor here at Comic-Con. You're at the Nintendo booth, which is in a separate hotel venue.
Yeah, that's right. It's right outside of Comic-Con at the Marriott, and so there is a large show presence, and they're mostly showing off Smash Brothers, of course. And they're doing like a raffle and they're giving out t-shirts and everything. And yeah, there are two Shovel Knight 3DS kiosks and one Shovel Knight Wii U kiosk. So we're just there on the floor talking to everybody and kind of just
Of course that was going to happen. Chandeliers, you can never trust them.
Crown-deliers.
Crown-deliers? What do you call them?
Well, yeah, okay, so this was another ridiculous thing. I mean, we do so much goofing around when we're making a game like this, as you can imagine, because it's just ends up being so silly. And so these were the chandeliers that end up falling on you, but because it's in Pridemore Keep and because it's King Knight and he's opulent and decadent, then he has crown-deliers.
He made his chandeliers out of crowns.
Right.
Because otherwise, they would not appreciate his majesty. All right, this looks difficult. I don't know if I'm going to be able to accomplish this.
Give it a shot. Careful.
Yep. Did it.
There, that wasn't so bad.
Then I solved the puzzle by standing here.
That whole.
Oh, nice.
Looks like it was made for you.
It was my destiny all along. Groundoliers. So let's talk about the 3DS and the Wii U versions.
Sure.
Because, oh wait, hold on. Chester, what? Wow. It's a weird place for you to be hanging out, Chester.
You're not going to believe what I just found in this chest. Yeah, you should totally get that.
Conjure fiery beasts? Yes. I will definitely conjure fiery beasts. Hold up and press X. Got a magic meter?
Yeah, so you can see over there the magic wand is now on near your item, and you have 30 magic, so every time you shoot that wand, it's going to take some of your magic, but it's an extremely useful weapon to have for a short-range hero like Shovel Knight. And this is just kind of like a little secret path. That's another thing that we wanted to do. It's like these kinds of games, like 8-bit games were filled with secrets and lots of alternate things to do. Oh!
Just walk directly into a pit?
That's okay.
Son of a... And do I keep my magic wand thing?
Yes, you do keep the magic wand, but as you saw, you dropped some money that flew out in bags, right? That's your loot, and you can go back and
Shovel
collect
Knight, for all of his sort of diligent emphasis on shoveling, is all about the loot. Like, he's chasing those gems like crazy.
Yeah, the Shovel Knight's greed wasn't something that we were really planning on when we were developing the game, but it's like when you play it, it's like, wow, I really am, all I'm doing is collecting money. He seems like almost like a Wario-esque character. It's just all about the cash.
He's all about it. But this is such a natural fit for a controller. So of course, on the D-pad of the 3DS or of the Wii U, you're gonna you're going to fit really well. But those systems also sort of have, you know, their own little unique,
yes,
you know, hardware elements that you can take advantage of or not. So what was your approach to that for Shovel Knight?
Well, I mean, we wanted to make sure that with every version of the game that there was something that was at least a little bit cool to differentiate it from the others. But for the main part, it was just one basic experience that's the same for everyone. So we didn't want to add anything that was too crazy or too out there.
Okay.
So for the 3DS, first off, we have stereoscopic presentation, which is, it looks just incredible. It's like, you know, face melting 3D. That's just way awesome. And then
it melts your face off.
Yeah.
I mean, like all awesome things do.
And then on top of that, we're also supporting the Street Pass Arena, which is like basically you record a 5-second loop of yourself playing in an arena, in a single screen arena environment, and then another player does that same thing, and when you Street Pass, it runs the battles against each other. So it's kind of like a random battle, but you can have a little bit of strategy.
So you choose your battle actions without knowing what your opponent's going to do.
Yes.
It reminds me of like Frozen Synapse is a
yes,
yeah,
that does
that.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, that thing is, I imagine that's the kind of thing you have to do a lot of testing on, and you know, try to. Oh, hello, bird.
Yeah, well, it was.
Did you guys have a lot of fun with that, just kind of messing around?
Yes, of course. And and in addition to playing as just the development team, we also like to bring in people, right? Like we'll bring in friends that are interested in games, or maybe people that don't know a lot about games either, and just kind of see how everyone reacts to it. Yeah, so the Street Pass Arena was great fun, and just as I've been walking around San Diego Comic-Con, I've seen. Or I've gotten like, you know, 10 or 12 Shovel Knight Street Passes.
Oh, really?
And that's just
in Shovel Knight alone.
Yes, and
nice.
so that's just that's insane and wonderful. So that's the 3DS version. But for the Wii U version, we have this thing called the Digger's Diary, and it uses the Miiverse functionality of the Wii U. The Miiverse, for those of you that don't know, is just like it's almost like a social network, but it's only for Nintendo. So and all you do is talk about games.
Yeah, and you just post on. It's like a forum posting.
Yeah. You post screenshots. You can do little drawings. Oh, that was so close. I thought he was gonna knock you off.
I was gonna get a rat in the face. Yeah, because there's like a little knockback too to most when you take damage.
Yes,
right?
Yeah, you get knocked back, and then you can get knocked right back into a pit. But if you're turning the other way and you get hit, then you can kind of use that as like to your advantage. You know, that's a speedrunning technique called damage boosting. That's
like jumping on the other side of an enemy and taking a hit, so you get like a few frames further.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you mentioned speedrunning. We'll get to the Wii U Miiverse stuff again real quick. But
okay.
I just want to mention speedrunning as such a phenomenon that's sort of on the rise, especially with Twitch and these sort of
like awesome games
live
done quick.
Yeah, these live streaming fundraisers like awesome games done quick.
Yeah.
If you guys did you design the game specifically with like that kind of ability in mind? Like, we want people to be able to do this with our game.
Yes.
We want there to be these sort of exploits that people who are dedicated find ways to eke it out.
Yes, we definitely did that. I mean, with Shovel Knight, we actually sent the game off, like I was saying, we gave it to kind of friends and people that were close to us for evaluation, and some of those people were speedrunners. So we gave speedrunners the game, and we said, hey, what's weird about this that would make it so you don't want to speedrun it? Like, for instance, speedrunners hate when there's too much random generation for everything because it makes it too unpredictable and it's almost impossible.
They can't predict like where the enemy is going to be specifically or anything like that.
If it could kill your run, if some randomness could kill your entire run, then it's like that's a game that maybe you don't want to run because it just wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You couldn't sort of do the due diligence and study it enough to feel like you're enough of a master.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had them give comments like that, and we made some changes. There are some things that we didn't get the chance to include, like, for instance, a lot of speedrunners would appreciate having a clock, like an accurate real-time game clock that's on the screen at all times.
Sure.
But that's the kind of stuff that we're gonna probably be able to put into patches and future updates for all the versions of Shovel Knight.
Okay, I'm just working this out here.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think
you can shovel down on that.
Oh, I can.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, so once again, like this is another thing that's like learning through doing. Shovel Knight is a game that doesn't have a lot of tutorials. It doesn't have a lot of explanation. It kind of gives you your things that you can do and then just sets you free in the environment to play as you wish.
And now I've also, I've gone off to the right here pretty significantly.
Okay.
Oh, I can hit it. I could hit down
yeah.
on it and pop up. All right.
Yes.
I went off to the right there, but there was an area off to the left that I, maybe should, are there like this area right here? Actually, I guess I'll go in here. This is a question, is there just one ending to the level, and so this is like a loop that I'm going to go through and come back? Or?
Yes, yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Okay, so these are secrets that, you want to get that? Oh,
nicely done, wow. Yeah, you'll go on a little offshoot loop like this, and it'll always bring you back to where you were. Occasionally, you can cut off some parts of the path, but that's very, very few and far between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sean, you had me play this game for the demo to make it a little easier for you to talk. What you didn't anticipate was the stress of watching someone else play your game and maybe not do super well.
Well, I have watched a lot of people play PAX demos and Comic-Con demos and Minecraft
And I'm doing
demos
super well is what you're going to tell me?
And you're doing great. Yeah, you're doing great.
Nope, the lava.
Oh!
Oh!
It was so close. This is so wonderful because this was our PAX demo. This was our demo that show floor goers would see every time, and just like how you are, they would die on this spot a few times.
And so they got the magic books figured out.
We would have a crowd of people behind us, kind of just like, we're like, oh, when everyone was dying, and it's just like that sort of group, I don't know, just the group involvement in a game like that where we're all kind of cheering on something is so much, it's so much fun.
So let's say I'm playing this on the Wii U. This part is super vexing me.
Sure.
I take a screenshot, I share it with the Miiverse. Is that kind of what you guys had in mind?
Oh,
or?
Well, right. So basically, the way that it works on the Wii U is the gamepad acts as, well, the feature is called the Digger's Diary. So the Miiverse, 2 messages will appear, and they'll pertain to whatever room that you're currently standing in.
Oh.
So it would say something along the lines of oh, watch out for these cauldrons here, or make sure to down thrust on this book, or whatever the case may be, right? Or
watch out for the rat.
Or those dang propeller rats, right? Or it's sometimes you'll get a Miiverse post that's just scribbling on the screen because whoever it was just so angry about it. And so it's cool. You can commiserate with other people that are having a rough time. You can get hints if you don't kind of know where you're going. Or people are also just being so creative, drawing pictures of Shovel Knight and of the characters. And once again, just the entire team is pouring through that stuff every day.
And just loving it.
Yeah, loving it, laughing
sending these company emails and different stuff.
Yeah, well, it's the beauty of it is we're all in the same room, so it doesn't even need to be a company email. You got to down thrust on it, man.
I know the component parts.
The skull is right here.
It's just execution, and it doesn't help that the production team is laughing at me with every death. Friggin' jerks. All right, so Shovel Knight, a game not without its challenge.
Yes.
And that's sort of in the spirit of its inspiration, I guess, is these old school games. They're not making things super easy for you. They want you to have to work for it a little bit.
Yes, and that was one of our goals from the get-go. Really, was we wanted to make a game that was beatable by pretty much anyone as long as they put their mind to it for long enough, right?
And where maybe didn't have any distractions like lights shining
right,
in the face,
yeah,
or people talking to them.
Right, yeah, you're not shooting video at the same time.
I'm gonna do a shot.
Yeah, we're having a conversation, right? When I'm playing the game, I just need total concentration. I found that even after maybe a couple hours or 3 hours of playing, when you're playing a real intense game, it's you just have to set it down.
You start to lose your edge.
Yeah, everything just goes downhill.
I thought I had another jump off that platform that time. So, but you can, all right, so this is the thing that I think I might be missing. I don't have to wait for the book to close before bouncing on it again and resetting the platform timer.
Every time you do it, it will refresh it, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, the Digger's Diary is certainly something that could maybe give people a hand if they're having a little trouble with it.
Yeah.
That's only on the Wii U version. Do you guys have different difficulty levels? Maybe they affect damage or something like that?
Well, there aren't exactly difficulty levels, but all of the treasure that your greedy Shovel Knight is scooping up throughout the entire stage can be taken back into a village, and you can use that village to upgrade yourself.
Okay.
So right now you only have 4 life, but you could go and you can maximize your life so it extends, almost all the way out to the boss meter. You picked up. Oh god!
Made it! Yeah!
Oh, wonderful! Oh, that was so good.
And then I'm going to get clobbered by a chandelier and eat turkey.
Careful.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Crown-delier, sorry.
Yeah, so you can get more, you can increase your magic, you can get different sub-weapons or different relics that you couldn't necessarily get in the stages, and you can also upgrade your shovel, you can get more armor, and none of these things are, none of them are going to help you if you're falling into pits.
Sure.
But they can really help augment what you're doing so you can play it more in the way that you're prepared to.
Okay.
Like for instance, in Mega Man 2 is the game that I just keep thinking of. You have item 1, 2, and 3, and each of those items is like it's almost like a little cheat, right? Like one of them is like a jet that lets you go across gaps. One of them lets you climb up the walls, and then the last one is it's just like a little puffy platform. Oh, here's King Knight.
King Knight.
An interloper is in our midst. Be gone from our throne room, knave. I'm not going to voice the whole thing.
I'm no more an intruder than you. You aren't even a real king.
Oh, but you're mistaken. The enchantress saw me for my fabulously regal self, and now all bow before me.
You're not but a decadent dandy. Prepare to taste justice! Shovel justice!
Silence!
Yes!
That was beautiful. I can't wait till the voice-acted version of this game.
Oh god, this shovel justice is not going well for me. I'm gonna shoot the guy with some magic. Yeah, I remembered that I had that.
Good, good. You got 4 shots left on it. That was 3.
Ow! Oh, he does the high jump. So this is also the sort of, this is probably, I don't want to get hit by the confetti.
Yeah, that is razor sharp confetti. So someone did shaming pictures of all of the bosses. So there's boss shaming pictures on the internet, and it's King Knight, and he's sitting there holding a sign that says, "I put glass in the confetti." It's so brilliant.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, I am probably not going to take another shot at King Knight here. Maybe one more, but so this game, it's available on Steam. Is it currently out on 3DS and Wii U?
Oh yeah.
So it came out on all those platforms.
Yeah, it's out on Wii U and 3DS eShop, and that's in North America, and the Steam version is international.
Okay.
Yeah. Oof. We're working on EU localization right now, and we'd love to have all sorts of crazy announcements of all the crazy things that Shovel Knight's going to be doing very soon.
If you're doing some new voice work for the EU version, then I'm available.
You're available.
My Shovel Knight skills may not be up to par, but I like to think I can lend some gravitas to the shoveling.
Yeah, I mean, that was truly excellent acting.
Sean, thank you so much for coming
really
by.
Appreciate it.
Showing off
Thanks
some Shovel Knight, folks. You can get this game now on the platforms Sean mentioned, Wii U, 3DS, and PC. And I hope you have a great show showing it off to folks here.
Yeah, thank you very mumuch.
All right, take it easy, folks. Shovel Knight, out now. I did it! I did that part that I was dying a ton at, but then I didn't do the boss part. But that was fun. Thank you for all the guests who came by earlier today to tape demos. Again, we're accommodating developer schedules here at Comic-Con because it's crazy for everyone. So we're pre-taping some demos and we're doing this stuff live. And what we've been doing live is giving away swag, and now I actually have someone on the couch with me that's not a stuffed animal. It's Peter Brown.
Oh, hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Peter, you're not a stuffed animal. I'm glad to see you.
Not anymore. Thank you. Good to see you too.
You're a real boy. So I've been here
yes.
in the air-conditioned peace and quiet of this room.
It's really nice.
You've been out and about, man, though. You've been seeing a lot of stuff. We saw you do a bunch of interviews, some Nintendo stuff and others. How's Comic-Con been for you?
It's been really good.
It's your first time, right?
It's my first Comic-Con. Yeah. I've been to a lot of conventions before. This is my second fandom-based convention. Last one was PAX East. But I like it. I like it. A lot of people with a lot of enthusiasm.
So much enthusiasm.
So much enthusiasm.
Lots of visual enthusiasm with
yeah.
the cosplaying.
Yeah.
Lots of olfactory enthusiasm with the odors. Sometimes
the boycott of deodorant. If you will.
It's just there's so many people here having so much fun, and you yourself, in addition to doing the work that we've seen you do, the good, honest work of GameSpot.com, you made some purchases.
I walked by the Capcom booth and the line was like 4 people long. And yesterday it was about 40 people long.
Yeah.
So I got in line and I bought some things and
I
bought some stuff
right here. Let's check this out. Let's get a closer look here.
Yeah, can we get a glamour shot?
Oh yeah.
What are we talking about?
Oh man, talking about Mega Man helmet.
Woo.
Can we get a little wider? Because it's got a base, too. Dang.
It's got a base.
Oh, yeah, zoom it on out.
So, yeah, this is a replica Mega Man helmet. It's made with, like, resin. It's got sort of like a chrome finish applied to it. It's really nice. These are made in limited quantities. I think there are about 1,200 of them or so. They're going to be selling those on the Capcom store if they have any left after Comic-Con in the blue model. One neat thing, it lights up.
Yeah, come on, get that light up shot.
Yeah.
Drama. The drama of Mega Man cat helmet.
Yeah, I think my cat's head could fit in here.
I feel like cats' heads are all very small.
We're going to find out.
Okay.
We're going to find out.
We'll expect photo evidence or physical evidence of, like, you're going to come back with scratches all up and down your arms, and we'll know you tried.
I bought another one, which is back here.
Oh.
It looks the same, but on the very bottom, I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. There you go, red. This is the Comic-Con exclusive version. It is based off of, you know Rush, the dog in Mega Man?
Who doesn't?
Thank you. So when you call Rush, Mega Man is usually wearing a red suit. Well, this is the red version of that. That is the Comic-Con exclusive model.
Is it dog-sized?
No, I think it's also cat-sized.
Okay, that's a little
I
misleading
know.
because Rush.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I said the same thing. They didn't.
They did blank stare.
Yeah.
Not having it.
Didn't get it.
All right. So we had a lot of folks in the Twitch chat asking and in the GameSpot chat wondering about The Witcher.
Yeah.
The Witcher 3 is here, and you got to go to a Witcher panel earlier today.
I did, yeah. They showed off 30 minutes of gameplay. Remember the E3 demo where Geralt goes out and kills a griffin?
Yeah.
He collects the head. So they showed 30 minutes of gameplay following that.
Okay.
Geralt is sort of going back to town with this griffin's head like on the side of his horse.
As you do.
Yeah. Rolls into town, and everything is very alive, right? I mean, people are talking, and one of the great things is like you can see all the dialogue people are saying, so even if you can't really hear it because you're off in the distance, you can kind of still get what's going on. Anyway, you drop off the griffin head, you get sent to a swamp, and that was some of the darkest, most impressive stuff that I'd seen from the whole presentation because the atmosphere is very swamp-like, obviously. Like CD Projekt Red is really good at nailing visual effects and nailing scenery. They did a great job there. Creepy monsters like coming up out of the bog really quickly. Like I think it was the Swamp Hag. This really old lady with a skeleton riding piggyback on her back for no good reason, but totally creepy.
You gotta look fashionable in the bog. Bog fashion is skeletons,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, and that game is grotesque and beautiful at the same time.
So good.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about it. I noticed you also have a Witcher satchel here.
I do. And what, are you gonna give this away? Is that a thing we're gonna do?
Well, let's talk about what's in it because, you know, I want to give you all you viewers the chance to win a lot of stuff, but I really have been wanting to read some Witcher books.
Yeah, well, we've got, I believe, the entire collection of the Witcher books that have been translated into English so far. That includes the introduction to The witcher and then the first 3 books.
And the first 3 books, yeah, because I mean, there's tons of them in Polish, the original language that Sapkowski wrote them in, but these are in English and looking pretty styling here. And there's more.
Leather bound.
Okay.
Might not be real leather.
That's for writing about monsters or crushes that you have on girls in.
Also, we've got, let's see, the first 4 of 5 issues of the Witcher comic from Dark Horse.
Yeah, they've been working on that with Dark Horse.
I guess so.
Cool.
Yeah. And on the back, there are pictures of figurines from Game of Thrones.
Oh, Khaleesi.
How about that?
Neato.
Fun fact, we talked to them about turning The Witcher into a TV series because something like Game of Thrones, which shares some of that dark fantasy, you know, it's working out pretty well for them, so why not The Witcher? Not something that CD Projekt Red is worried about. Turns out there was a Witcher TV show made a long time ago.
Oh, really?
And it is awful.
Like a 70s, 60s something?
I'm gonna guess 90s.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a little bit
That was
later.
a long time ago.
But but if you go on YouTube, someone went to the trouble to subtitle all of them.
Really?
So you can watch these horrible Witcher television episodes on the internet.
That sounds delightful.
Inside here we also have it's a bit of cover art printed on a thing, but on the back, you get a thing for a free digital issue of Witcher, but also into the beta access for the adventure board game.
Oh, but board game beta?
I know. I think it's digital.
I
think it's a digital game.
All right, now that makes sense.
But it might also be physical at some point. I don't know. Who really knows anymore?
But the world is full of mysteries, people.
Indeed. Yeah, the game looks great. I had a chance to sit down for a roundtable interview with some of the game designers, the voice actor for Geralt. Lots of interesting stuff to say. Cooking up a good feature. It's going to come down the road.
All right, nice. And then you and I, let's give folks a little bit of a preview of what's going to be happening on tomorrow's show. We're going to have some demos in here, of course. Sacred 3, we got Lego Batman 3 coming in. We got Legend of Korra. But you and I are also heading out tonight. There's some events to cover that are also going to be in the show.
Yeah, there's the Microsoft Showcase.
Yes,
The
so
Xbox
I know
one.
I'm going to be checking out Halo Nightfall, which is like a new live-action Halo series.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be checking out some games there?
Yeah, they got Forza Horizon 2, Sunset Overdrive, and another game that I can't remember.
Evolve?
Something else.
Okay.
Something else, I think.
Right on.
Yeah.
So games there, we'll be checking those out. Also, there's a Batman event tonight. It's like it's connected with Arkham Knight, I believe, but it's also like 70 years of different Batman cape and cowls. So we're gonna get some cool video from there of all sorts of Batman stuff. I know you Twitch chatters were really clamoring after some Batman. We're gonna give it to you. We're also gonna give you some of this free stuff. So remember, there are 2 ways to win it. You can leave a comment in GameSpot video if you're watching this archived. You could chime in the chat right now if you're watching on GameSpot, or tweet to us at GameSpot using the hashtag SDCC. All of those, you're gonna have to say what you want, because we've got a lot of stuff here to review. Witcher stuff.
This is not up for grabs.
Not the Mega Man helmet. Oh, no.
So sorry.
Property of Peter Brown. This is the thing we actually didn't mention, which is the cute but deadly Zeratol. It says, "Oh, Kordazahan" on it, which I worked on that for 0 minutes, so that should be accurate. It's this thing. It's clear. It's one of these figurines that, like, does this glow in the dark? I'm not really sure.
Maybe.
But we'll be giving this away as well as the other Blizzard stuff we saw earlier, the adorable Whimsyshire Goblin, the Dragon, the Kerrigan Pop Vinyls, and, of course, the Rage Cubes from Phoenix Rage. We've got all sorts of stuff today to give away, and tomorrow we've got even bigger giveaways coming your way. So 4 to 6 Pacific time on GameSpot again tomorrow, Friday, and we'll have a lot more from Comic-Con here. Should be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Come on back. We'll take a look at more Comic-Con awesomeness right here from GameSpot. We'll see you then.